Welcome to the show. Against my better judgment, hit the like, smash subscribe. Let's go. Let's go. Welcome to the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Welcome to the show. Against my better judgment, hit the like, smash subscribe. Let's go, let's go. Welcome to the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Welcome to the show.
Welcome in. Happy Sunday to all my lovelies. How are you this fine Sunday? Who always here? Oh my gosh, the comment section is so long. Zero was the first one here. What's up, Zero? Thank you so much for, being the first one to show up. Yes, he had smash that like on your way in. Yes, please do. Reginator took a nap for this. All right, that's what's up. G Key Man is here. Hello, G Key Man. G Key is one of my mods, and Jeannie, thank you guys so much for always showing up for my live streams. I love you guys so much. Yes, Jeannie said hit that like and smash subscribe. I know that's right. Yeah, you guys, it's all up to you whether we get anybody watching this live stream or not. I was doing some reading up on that, and it's all about you guys. And if you're talking in chat and if you're hitting that like button, otherwise we can't break any records. So I'm just putting it on your shoulders, like seriously. Like Erika is here. What's up, Erika? Can't freaking wait. AC is here. Cheesy friend is here. Oh boy. All right, who else is here? Sasquatch. Hi, Sasquatch. How are you this fine evening? Let's see. Cindy. All right, Cindy is here. Hi, Cindy. Howdy. I'm guessing like from Texas. Is that where you're at, Cindy? I see a little cowboy hat. I'm loving it. And Colleen. Welcome in, Colleen. Bittersweet. Hello, Bittersweet. DNA King. Welcome in, DNA King. We got another howdy. Where are you guys from that you're saying howdy? Now you got me wondering. Yes, please hit that like button. DL is here. All right. Jeannie, North Carolina. Jeannie, and I see everyone else. Hello. All right. Josiah. I know I'm saying that wrong. I feel like I'm saying that wrong. Joe? Is it just Joe? Or is it Josiah? Or is it Josie? Is it Josie A? Like, I don't want to keep saying it wrong. I made a live, but I may fall asleep. 1:30 a.m. there. Holy cow. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Yeah, I had to wait till Baron was like almost done because nobody would show up if Baron was still going. So I didn't want to do that and just be sitting here alone. feeling sad and feeling bad for myself. Painful Truth is here. Allegedly, F you. Allegedly. I know that's right. Dev Daisy. All right. Need our snark. Bittersweet need our snark. I know that's right. Rah Rah is here. Welcome in, Rah Rah and Kennedy. Hi, guys. Sent you a couple of videos on X. Oh, okay. I will check it out. Let's see. You know what? I was over there. I was over on X just until now. And guess who I was listening to? My favorite eye candy, Gary, Paramount Tactical. Of course, he is, talking. I don't know how the man has a voice box at this point. If I talked as much as that dude, I would not have a voice. I mean, honestly, I don't think I've ever seen anybody literally, maybe Baron. He's like 3 hours a day, and he even hops in on Sundays and like over the weekend. He talks a lot, but like, yeah, I guess Baron just doesn't annoy me. Paramount Tactical does, so I don't know. But he was over there on X, doing his spaces. There's some stuff going on between Lisa Knows and the Leah files, which I'm gonna probably like talk about tomorrow, because I guess some more stuff has unfolded. and now I guess Lisa Knows that a bunch of people are doxing her, and it's getting kind of wild. And so I thought maybe we could cover that tomorrow. I don't know. I mean, we just have to wait and see, because literally something's gonna unfold tonight. I know it. Something always unfolds overnight with all kind of stuff. I mean, I can't keep up on the news. I just pick and choose little things to tell you guys about, because there's so much stuff. Honeybee is here. Hi, Honeybee. Hello. Yes, we have great mods. We have the most amazing mods. Holly is here, making my first live with you. All right, Holly, welcome in. I hope you enjoy yourself. We get snarky over here. We totally do. Feel free to chat in the chat about whatever. You don't have to stay on topic. I'm not one of those people that like expects you to stay on topic in the chat. You can just talk about whatever the hell you want. Just Jessica is here. Welcome. Cindy. All right, Cindy. Did I say hi to Cindy? I don't think I said hi to Cindy. Hi, Cindy. All right. I'm catching up. Black Madonna is here. Hello. Intro's fire. Thank you so much. I actually published it just as a free video, like a video by itself. Not free, but I mean like by itself without the live stream behind it, so people can listen to it, because I found myself listening to it just as a song. Like if it was just a song, even though it's kind of like stupid lyrics, it is cool. It's cool to listen to. So I published it by itself in case anybody wants to. Jen is here. What's up, Jen? And Pink's Pose is here. Happy to catch your happy to catch you live first time. All right. I relate to you so much and love the show. I appreciate that. Yeah, we talked about that a couple different times, about how, we kind of gravitate toward creators who we can relate to. I mean, it all comes down to like them talking about how, we follow Candace Owens, and like we suddenly just agree with everything she says, because like we don't have a mind of our own. I bitch about that all the time. And it's just because you kind of gravitate towards those people who you relate to. And, like I said, we're all snarky bees here. If I'm one and you guys follow me, I know you're snarky too. So Marlon, welcome in, Marlon. UK. Okay, you're in the UK. All right. Ohio in the house. Came here from Barron. All right. Thank you, Holly. I appreciate you hopping over. I was hoping Barron would be close to being done, but that last bit of Barron's is like still an hour long, even though he's like talking, reading his super chats. It's still like an hour long. So I was hoping people wouldn't mind leaving at that point. Erika, all right, let's go. I know that's what's up. Robert said, spill that tea. All right. I love it. You guys are all hyped tonight. I love it. Amy's here. Sasquatch, I said hi to Sasquatch. Tanya's here. Oh, Sheila. All right. Holy cow. We got a lot of people in the house tonight. Sorry. I love to say hi to everybody. I know it can be annoying and you kind of want to get to the point, but I love that you're all here, and I like to just say hi to everyone. So you're just going to have to chill out until I'm done. But you can also hit the like. If you're so bored with me saying hello to everyone, you can hit that like button. All right. Thanks. Jabri, all right. I didn't say hi to you yet. Sally is here. Okay. I think I'm caught up. Damn, that was a good one. That was a good long hello. Welcome in, everybody. I love to see everybody stopping in. I hope you guys don't mind that whole thing at the beginning, but I like to see who's all hanging out with me and who all showed up. I like to see that. Pink's Pink said I'm definitely snarky. I know that's right. We love you, snarky bitch. Yes, Baron is on fire too. Oh, I know. He had some good information tonight. Oh my god. Me and Honey were texting and watching Baron. She sent me a picture of her sitting there watching Baron, and I sent her a picture of me sitting there watching Baron. We were doing the same exact thing. It was hilarious. So we were both like watching Baron and getting super into it. Baron has so much information that he has uncovered and pointed out. And I love that he can point things out in a way that we can understand, right? He goes through all this stuff and he's so smart, and he just makes it so easy for us to understand exactly what we are missing and what their inconsistencies are and things like that. And I love it. But what if I told you that I found something on another video, on another creator's video that I wanted to share with you guys because it's pretty wild. All right, listen to this. So the text messages at the center of the Tyler Robinson case, the ones that prosecutors are using as like the key confession, well, they actually might not be as straightforward as they appear. All right. So what if I told you that Spidey, the body language and behavioral analysis expert, who we think might be part of the 7K club, we don't really know, but I still watch him. Okay. But he spotted some very interesting inconsistencies in these text messages. And I don't know that anyone else has noticed it yet. Okay. And I don't know why nobody has brought it up yet, because it's pretty interesting. Now, maybe I missed it, but I haven't seen it posted anywhere or anything. And I'm just like, why is nobody talking about this? It's wild. So I wanted to show you guys a part of his video so we can take a look at it and see exactly what, the inconsistency is. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. And if the defense doesn't use that to their advantage and ask about this stuff, then I just don't even know what to say. Yeah, and what if I told you that tonight we're not only breaking that down, we're also going to take a look at some of Erika Kirk's interview with Jesse. What was it, Jesse Waters? It was like the very first interview. Excuse me, gosh, the very first interview that ratchet ass B that she did. I think it was the very first one, right after Charlie passed away. Now, the first time I think she appeared was in white, standing by his chair, talking about things, but it wasn't like an interview. It was just her addressing the nation, right? Well, she did like that sit-down interview. I think it was the very first one, the very first thing. And I wanted to just take a look at it because we never went over that here on the channel. I don't even know that I watched the whole thing. I think, yeah, I don't think I even watched the whole thing yet. So I'm watching it for the first time with you guys. I watched snippets of it because people clip it. They clipped it all over X and everywhere. Hang on. My Discord is blowing up over here. Let me close this because it's gonna keep beeping and annoying me. Okay. Yeah, I saw clips of it everywhere, and a lot of like crazy stuff that we were noticing that she was saying. But like, I like to go back and look at these things after time passes and we learn more about these people. We did that with Frank, and we found quite a few things that stood out to us that we didn't notice before. So I want to do that with this one too. I don't know how far along we'll get. I don't know how long the interview actually is. I didn't even look to see how long it was, but I do want to go over a little bit of it. Just because I'm in a snarky, bitchy ass mood, and that's what I feel like doing, and I think it'll be fun. Yeah, so buckle up, you snarky bees, because tonight we're gonna go there, okay? And yeah, it's going to be snarky. I can feel it. Let's just go. And while I'm pulling up this information, you can all again gladly hit that like button, because you're going to like it. Okay. And when have I ever let you down? Like, never. I don't think ever. Not yet anyways. I'm sure I will, but not yet. Not today. So hit that like. And yeah, so let's see. All right. I got it right here. Here we go. How do we want to be? This way. We'll do this way. Let's see. Which one is it? This one and this one. Okay. Yeah. So this is Spidey, who is the behavioral analysis expert. And he found some pretty pretty interesting information on these text messages. I think you guys are going to be like, what? Here we go. Let's check it out.
That, and if the defense can prove in any way that this was manipulated, that's huge. That's massive. So although the quality of the footage is not something that really concerns me, there
It's a
are
little bit
specific
past this.
things in the content of it that I did have a lot of questions about in last week's video. And I want to elaborate on them. You guys can go back and check that out if you want to know all the things that didn't line up for me. But there are two things that jumped out at me big time when I was editing last week's video, and when I was talking about their text exchange, I pulled it up and I saw two lines that I had forgotten about the specific wording that made me go, hold on a second, something is off. So here's what the two discrepancies are, starting with the smaller of the two. In his interview, Lance Twiggs is asked if Tyler ever talked about Charlie Kirk, and he says no, and you guys could go back and look at my analysis of that. And he goes on to say that if he did talk about politics stuff, it was relating to Trump or current policies and so on and so on.
Usually if he did talk about politics stuff, it was relating to Trump or current policies.
So he complained about Trump. That's the thing he complained about. But if we look at the texts, we'll notice that Tyler sent him a text in the midst of this whole thing. He's, fleeing the scene, and he just did this act and he's talking about what's going on. He sends this specific text saying, since Trump got into office, my dad has been pretty diehard MAGA. So it's like this piece of information, this one text just to inform Lance about his dad and his MAGA-ness following Trump's election. But that wouldn't be necessary, because if he's complained about Trump all this time, and they're roommates, and they used to have a relationship, and they've talked about this stuff, he wouldn't need to catch him up on this. At most, we would get some kind of referral statement like, you know how I feel about Trump, or you know how my dad's been about Trump. But we get this full context sentence that doesn't really belong between two people who know each other well. So
that is such a good point, right? Why would he say that at all? Like, if you're talking to your significant other who you've been with for how long, you guys, he said he's complained about Trump before, so it's something they've discussed. Why would you say that? That makes absolutely zero sense. It's huge. That makes absolutely zero sense. No one would send that. And you're fleeing the scene and you got all this stuff going on, right? Where was he doing at this point, supposedly? I mean, who the hell knows? I can't even remember. They got so many different things going on with this, but I don't even know what he was supposed to have been doing at this point. But yeah, come on. You're not going to be like, oh, since Trump has been in office, my dad's been diehard MAGA. No, you're not, because you already told him that. You guys know that. He knows that. You know what I mean? So that was such a good eye, because, I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that when we were watching this at all. Not one bit.
when you can debate, you could say, maybe he felt like going into a whole bunch of detail while he was fleeing this crime that he did. For whatever reason, he wanted to give extra detail.
Yeah, he was fleeing from a crime and he wanted to give extra detail. Because you know how that is. Like, when you commit an unaliving, you're usually your mind's all with you and you want to talk to your significant and give them all the details. You want to give them all kind of details, especially about MAGA, that kind of shit. Come on, son. Yeah, that's wild. I don't believe for a second, he was texting any of this stuff. I don't.
I can't really contest that. But this next one is pretty undeniable. Because in the interview, Lance is asked, before he came home that day, had you seen the press release or any of the media surrounding this? And here's what he says, word for word. I'd seen an Instagram link that a friend had sent on the group chat, but I hadn't looked into it at all.
Okay, before he came home, had you seen the press releases, any of the media on this?
I'd seen one Instagram link a friend of mine had sent in our group chat, but I hadn't really looked into it at all.
Remember those words. I hadn't looked into it at all. Not I later went back to it or I saw some other links later. At all. He hadn't looked into it. And now go back to the text exchange when Tyler tells Lance what he did, and Lance responds, I thought they caught the person. What? Do I even need to explain this one? If he hadn't looked into it at all, if his only exposure to this was a link to an Instagram article in a group chat that he didn't look into and he's really uncertain about, how is it that he immediately said, I thought they caught the person? Like he'd read somewhere on a certain source that with this event, whatever happened, I thought they caught the person. How is it that he didn't have more questions? Wait, what are you talking about? What Charlie Kirk thing? Like, how is it that in those texts, he had some context about this? He knew what had happened. He was telling him, oh my God, tell me it isn't so, that you're not the one who did this. And I thought they caught the person. Those are not the texts of someone who hadn't looked into it at all. So let's wrap this all up and see what we have here. So when it comes to Lance, I will say the same thing that I said last week. I have questions. And more, the question I want to ask to each of them, to both Lance and to Tyler, is at the time that this happened, what was your relationship? Because I feel like it may have been different. I feel like to a certain extent, Tyler, because even in the way that he was texting Lance, there was a lot of affection there. So I feel like to a certain extent, he felt like maybe Lance was going to be very much on his side when it comes to this. But in Lance's testimony, he didn't want to be anywhere near him the next day. I maintain to this day that a big goal for Lance is to create as much distance as he can, which is why he's underplaying how much he knew about this, how much he looked into it. I think to a certain degree, he's underplaying how close they were, whether it's then, whether it's before, to create as much distance as he can between him and Tyler in suggesting that, no, we really weren't that close. I think there's a possibility that he had either knowledge or suspicion that something was happening, something was going on somewhere, and that a big goal of him trying to distance is for us to not connect him to any of what happened. I'm not saying that he's highly connected, but
Well, I would say he's just as connected from the evidence. He's just as connected as Tyler, in my opinion, at this point, right? Everything that we saw, everything that we've seen so far, basically, Tyler is doing the same things, right? The DNA, like everything. Lance is doing the same things. The DNA's on there. He looks just like the same. He looks just the same, and those blurry videos and pictures that we're seeing could be Lance just as much as they could be Tyler. You know what I mean? And so to me, that's a huge amount of reasonable doubt. I don't understand the people that that think that this case is so airtight and there's just so much evidence. My whole thing is, let's take Charlie Kirk out of this entire picture, right? Remove that it was Charlie Kirk at all. Let's remove all the politics. Let's remove Charlie Kirk. Let's just say it's, some random person and we're watching this unfold. It's like this courtroom drama that we're watching here. And you're seeing that there's just, in my opinion, there's no evidence that links this kid strongly to this unaliving. And so to me, this is disgusting that this is even happening. Okay. This is America. We depend on our judicial system to the fact that, it's a jury of our peers. It's supposed to be public, right? Everything's supposed to be public. We do this in the public. Everything's out here in the public. Everybody else decides our fate in the public, our peers. And it's just really wild to me that anybody at all could sit there and see what we saw and say that is compelling, mountains of evidence that they could feel good, feel okay watching a young man potentially die. I think it's insane. I think it's insane. And I can only say that if you think that's cool, then may you get, may someday, if it's one of your loved ones or, your family or your friends, you need to watch out, because someday it could be, and you may be getting the exact same treatment. If you continue, if we just continue to not speak about this and people continue to say that's perfectly airtight mountains of evidence and they're cool with watching a person actually get unalived, we're not even talking jail time. We're talking possibly losing their life. It's like, that could be your grandson or granddaughter someday. That could be, you don't know. You have no idea. That could be you. They could be like, you know what? I'm coming for that one. And that could be you. I mean, we have to stand up for this guy if we don't see there's evidence. I find it disgusting that anybody can look at that and just say there's mountains of evidence. I just think it's crazy. So I just wanted to share that a little snippet with you, because I know there's a lot of things that are just completely and totally not adding up in this case. Baron just listed a whole bunch of things that are absolutely bonkers. And I didn't catch him listing these, but we can add it to the list, right? We can add it to the list because this is very strange. Both things, very strange. Very, very strange. And so, yeah, I'm really disturbed by that. Even if it wasn't Charlie Kirk and it wasn't this, I don't understand why people are okay with that being, the evidence that would be enough to convict somebody and get them unalived. I just find it crazy. And so here is the beautiful, wonderful, lovely as ever, Erika Kirk on the Jesse Waters interview that I wanted to take a look at with you guys, because now that we kind of know a lot more things than we did in the past, I want to hear what this bitch has to say. Okay. So I guess let's just dive right in. Yes, 133 watching. There should be 133 likes. Please hit that like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. All right. It helps me out so very much. We might get more people if you hit those likes. All right. We might get more people in. Okay. So here she is. And I think, I just popped it to like whatever. I think I just moved it to get a picture. That's right. Okay. So let me find where she's sitting down and we're just starting this interview. I mean, I can't with the smiling already. I can't with this smile right here and just being so happy already. Like, I don't even know what day this was. Let me see. Does it say what day? Oh no, it just says 8 months ago. I'm not sure what day this was made. Was this like 5 days later, guys? I can't recall. It wasn't very many days later though. Okay, not at all.
I can't help but smile when I hear his name or say it. He was the love of my life, still is. Phenomenal father. Incredible man, good friend, very loyal. He had a great dry sense of humor. He built something so incredible.
What?
And he was a bridge in our country, meaning he had the gift of communication.
Right here, I'm just already going to interrupt and say, you're talking about your husband who just got brutally unalived, and this is what you're thinking of? This is what you're thinking about? Like, sorry, nope. Doesn't pass the sniff test for me. Not at all. Right here immediately. You wouldn't be talking about him being a bridge and he built something so amazing and he was the bridge. Like, no, not at all. You'd be talking about all kind of other things about your husband that you remember. Not this, not this. This would be the very last thing you would ever even think of. You think I'm going to sit here and talk about my husband's job? Are you kidding me? Like, get the fuck out of here. I cannot with this lady. Sorry, she ticks me off. I just can't. Like, what do you remember about your husband? Money. Turning Point USA, donations, money. Like, no, girl.
He could talk to the younger generations. He could talk to a donor group. He could talk to the President of the United States.
Charlie and Erika first met through their mutual friend, the now COO of Turning Point, Tyler Boyer. Erika, a college athlete and former Miss Arizona, had graduated from Arizona State University. She was living in New York City.
I want to hear Erika talk.
And Tyler had what he thought was the perfect job for her.
He said, we have this youth organization.
And let me say, girl, like, your skin is glowing. Your eyes are not puffy at all. Your nose is not red. I don't see any evidence of crying at all. Okay. Like, let me tell you something, guys. Okay. For us women, especially who put on that much spackling, all right, you're going to see evidence of a little bit of like puffiness. You're going to see like at least puffy eyes. If nothing else, at least puffy eyes. Okay. Maybe puffy face because you're at home, like eating your sadness away, maybe eating chips or whatever. I don't know. I mean, you'd see something, right? You'd see some evidence of crying, upsetting. I don't know. anything, she looks gorgeous. Not a flaw to be found. Not a puffy eye. Her eyelashes are on, still on and intact. Like, how many of you guys can ball your eyes out and keep your fake eyelashes on? Show of hands, right? How often does that happen? No, not at all. And this reminding, it was like days. This wasn't like weeks. This was days. Thank you so much for the super sticker, Lulu. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's ridiculous. Like, we know this isn't like, yeah, she's glowing, mission accomplished. Yeah, pretty much sums it up, doesn't it? Not a baggy eye, nothing. Makeup is flawless, like flawless. The eyelashes are still on. Perfect. Unreal. Touched up. Her hair's touched up. Look, not a root to be found, not a root to be seen. She probably just got that touched up for all these interviews. Like,
I briefly met Charlie for maybe 2 minutes. Quick handshake. Hi, nice to meet you. Mind you, I did not know after that brief meeting that Tyler and Charlie had sat down, and Tyler was like, this is the girl that I need to hire for something with regard to the faith component of the outreach that they were trying to start. And he was like, so next time you're in New York, you really should sit down with her. And then that kind of sparked into everything else.
They did end up having that meeting in New York, and what started as a job interview quickly drew the spark that Erika was talking about.
And so then we had a great time, and it was about 15 minutes in, I quickly pivoted away from wanting to hire her to wanting to date her, and now we know how that worked quite well.
He grilled me for hours. Grilling is probably not the proper term, but we debated back and forth. Philosophy, politics, theology, anything that Charlie loved to talk about, we talked about it.
I would like just say, like, you know, now if it were me and I was going to meet somebody that I really was targeting to marry, I would probably know tons of information about all those things and be able to debate him for hours. I mean, just saying, normal people don't know a whole bunch of things about philosophy, religion, like all this, especially like someone like Erika, who's like an Instagram model, So how in the hell are you debating him for hours? And yeah, I love how she goes to the job interview and basically Charlie's like, listen, I don't want to date, or like, I don't want to hire you. I want to date you. And we all know what that means, right? We all know what Charlie wanted to do. He's like, the only thing you're good for, girl, is a little bit of that. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, okay, great. I'll do that instead. That sounds great. Like, it's okay. Oh my God. Like, how are you there for a job interview? Like, he's like, yeah, I don't want to hire you. I want to date you. And you're cool with that? You're cool with that? Okay, girl.
And afterwards, he was done eating and he just looked at me and he goes, I'm not going to hire you. And I said, I did not need the job. I said, I
did not need the job. So why were you there, girl? If you don't need a job, why are you at a job interview? First and foremost, what's the reason you're sitting down to a job interview if you're not there for a job? So you weren't there for a job. Is that what I'm gathering here? You weren't there for a job? You didn't need the job, so you were just what? You just went and sat for a fucking 4-hour job interview? You didn't want the job?
Fine with consulting with you guys if you needed anything with regard to help. I have plenty of things going on in New York City.
Like what? Like, what do you have going on, girl? What? And this dude just doesn't ask a single thing. He's just like, cool. Like,
he said, I'm going to date you. Said, you don't want to just be friends?
You don't want to just be friends? What? Charlie's like, look, I want to hit that. And she was like, okay, let's go. I don't know when you want to do this. And he's like, we need to get married first. She's like, okay, when? Just like when? When are we going to do that? I don't need the job. I need the D, though. Is that what it was? She's like, I don't need the JAB. I need the D. Okay, girl. Giggling and like all this. Sorry, I would be falling out of the chair. Like this dude would be having to pick me up off the floor because I'd be like, "Ugh," especially sitting in his office with the picture of him sitting right there. Like, you know what I mean? How is she even together right now?
For a little bit.
And I told her I had enough friends and that I didn't want to be friends with her, so that was kind of a non-starter. But if she wanted to date, that would be great. I had enough friends. And I think she still finds that to be very funny, but I meant it.
And I tried
She
to
finds it
process
funny,
that
all right.
on the walk home, and that's when I called my mom. And she was like, oh, are you working?
That's probably true. You know that. She probably did call her mom. Like, of course, hang on, let me put my banner up because everything I say here is allegedly because I have no let me just preface any of this with allegedly because I literally have no idea what I'm talking about. I am so stupid and I don't know anything. So everything I say is just allegedly, okay? But like I could see her this part being true, right? She probably did call her mother. She's like, Mom, yeah, about to get that D, that Charlie Kirk D, that Charlie Kirk D. About to marry that fool. And her mom's like, good job. Good job.
With them? Are you going to get a job with them? And I was like, no, but I got a boyfriend. And it was a moment. I literally had
but I got
to
a
walk
boyfriend.
home to process everything that just happened because, again, the Lord knew that I needed a man that was going to be so assertive, not play games, not say, yeah, let's just be friends and see how it goes. Let's just talk it out. No, he was so
The Lord knew. The Lord knew she needed a man who was going to be assertive. Like, I can't. Let me tell you something. I seen some of her men. Okay. I seen some of her men. They were all pretty assertive and she has a type. And Charlie Kirk definitely was like the opposite of her type, in my opinion, allegedly. In my opinion, allegedly. Of course, allegedly. Because I don't know shit. Oh, yeah, look, I even had this on. In my opinion, allegedly. That wasn't her type. Please. Maybe that little bit of assertiveness. She liked that. She liked when he pulled out his like wallet to pay the bill and it was like this big. She was like, you know how she does like this when she gets so excited. Thank you, Lulu, MK Ultra poster child. She's probably a dude. She does look like, what's his name? The vice president's like twin, only like the woman clone version. He's like the male clone. She's the woman clone of like the same creature. And a lady, thank you for the $2 super chat. He probably saw she wasn't qualified for the job. Exactly. Thank you for bringing that point up because I forgot that. I got so involved in like making fun of her going after that Charlie Kirk D that I forgot to mention. Yeah, obviously he was like, you're not qualified for shit except for that. Okay. The only qualifications you have is to, but suddenly she's highly qualified, I guess. After a couple years of raising the children, she became super qualified to run the entire thing, like everything. She like became super. But again, like I said, she did inherit all of his qualities and all of his knowledge, his skill set, like everything. You see, she got the job on the Air Force Board and all that. Like she inherited all those qualities. And again, I'm going to say, I allegedly think it was through gizmosis, right? That's the only thing I can really think of that would be how she got those qualities and was able to just take over everything in his life, without actually like schooling or experience or things like that. So I'm just guessing it was like the gizmosis for sure. Oh, Painful Truth, thank you for the $3 super sticker. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, cheesy friend, the whore. Yes. It's just like, it's just wild to me. It just really is. It's just really wild.
direct. He was so clear. I want to date you with the intention of marrying you.
Oh, so he said that right away? Come on. I mean, I think I think we see like clearly what happened there. Like, I don't think I need to even say anything like what that is. Like, come on.
He didn't want to waste his time. He didn't want to waste mine.
When did you know you were in love?
He knew immediately. And I knew there was something there. But I, prior to that, was praying that if he was to be my future husband, that the Lord would make it so clear that I would have such a peace about it, outside of it wearing a suit, outside of work-related events.
What?
And he just...
What the did she just say? Outside of what? Work events. What the hell did she just say? When did you know you were in love? She's like, he knew right away. I'm still waiting for that shit to kick in. Yeah, I don't know, man. I wanted a peace about it. I wanted peace about it. That's not love. Peace isn't love. I don't think he asked you, when did you find peace with it? I think he said, when did you guys fall in love? Like, what are you talking about? This is crazy.
It was amazing.
I want to hear that
Turning point
again.
now.
That's a little bit weird.
He knew immediately. And I knew there was something there. But I, prior to that, was praying that if he was to be my future husband, that the Lord would make it so clear that I would have such a peace about it, outside of it wearing a suit, outside of work-related events. And he just was amazing.
So she never did answer this. She never ever did answer, when did you fall in love with Charlie? Wow. Bro. That's messed up. That's messed up. That's so messed up. She never did say. She never did say. She still didn't say. Thank you, the girl Casey. First time here. LOL stopped right after Chismosis. Thank you. And thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate that. Yeah. I mean, that's only, hey, that's the only thing I can think of. I'm trying to put things together. I just, I don't know how else you get all that stuff. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's interesting. She went from, he's like, when did you fall in love? And she's like, from the suits and the ties and work and stuff like that. I wanted peace, so I prayed to the Lord. Well, you didn't say when you fell in love. You still be talking about that. Like, what are you doing? Peace isn't love, and praying for peace isn't love. Like, this is crazy. I can't believe she never even answered that. Like, this is your husband who just died, and you can't even say like when you fell in love. I mean, I bet you every one of you in chat knows right around the time you fell in love with the person you're in love with. You could at least say like, oh my gosh, we fell in love so shortly after we got together. You might not be able to be like, it was June 5th and a sunny day, and I remember us falling in love. No, but you could say, oh, we fell in love right away, or it took me a while, or I didn't really like him at first, and then, I started to like him, whatever. Right? You know that story, right? We all have that little bit of a backstory as to when we fell in love, and she just totally just ignored that. That's wild, man. The chronic ironic says Gizmosis has me crying. I was gonna say she probably tried some witchcraft or something to absorb his soul and his charisma and intellect, but Gizmosis is so much better. Yeah, I just, I mean, we know she had them babies, so she was, able to obtain the jizz for the Gizmosis. So I guess, that's all I can think of. I mean, I haven't inherited all my husband's qualities, so I don't know exactly how it works. But if I ever do manage to figure it out, I'll be like double trouble, I guess, because I'll have like an entire other person's knowledge and skill set and all that. It'd be really exciting if I could, but I don't know. Weird. Okay, let's see what else we got here now. Outside of his suit and tie and work, she prayed for peace. And I don't know if she ever got peace or anything, but she did marry Charlie. Okay, so, okay.
Turning point meant a lot too. This campus was just 2 buildings at the time, but the organization was already well on its way to becoming a force in American politics.
You know, it's funny about leftists on college campuses. They think they're being rebels. Yet all their friends are liberal, their teachers are liberal, the music they listen to is liberal, the textbooks they read are liberal, the entire culture they live in is liberal. They're being conformist. If you want to be a rebel on campus, be a conservative on a college campus. There's nothing rebellious about that.
That's kind of true. That's funny. That is true. If you want to be a rebel, be a conservative on a college campus. College campuses are wild.
We would just engage with everything. That there was no separation between his work life and his home life. And I was
Okay, that's another one of her favorite, allegedly favorite things to say is there's just no daylight, no space between things, and no daylight between things. She had like no space between his work life and stuff. So let's see what there was under space for.
so proud of him. And I would tell him, baby, you don't have to rush home. When you come home, home is waiting for you.
Did she just say I bet you did. I bet you told him, baby, you don't gotta rush home. You do you, okay? You don't gotta rush home. I know you've been gone like 300 fucking days. Please, don't think you have to rush on home. I'm good. Oh my God. She should not have did this.
I was never the type of wife that looked at my phone and said, okay, you better be home at 5 o'clock for dinner when I have it on the table. Never. I said, home is here for you when you get home. Dinner will be ready whenever you're ready to eat.
No, the fuck. Look, no. Well, maybe. I don't know how bougie assholes are. I don't know how it is in the bougie asshole household, right? Maybe you got to do is snap your fingers and dinner's ready. I don't know. Like here, though, we can't afford to like make a bunch of different meals. You know what I mean? So you make one and like you have to reheat it. And it's not ever really that good when you reheat it. Like nobody likes to really reheat it. It's like, okay, we'll have leftovers, whatever. But, you know, you make dinner at a certain time and, you know, that's when whatever. But like maybe, yeah, they ate out or she probably just like made a couple like phone calls or told the assistants or whatever. I don't know. Maybe it's different for them. But like, I don't find it like, yeah, baby, just dinner will be ready for you as soon as you get home, no matter what time it is. Like what wife says that? Like, we're busy. I ain't got time to make fucking 2 dinners or mess around. You know, dinner will be in the fridge and you can heat it up. I could see her being like, dinner's ready when you're ready, though. Yeah, they live in a mansion. They had chefs. Yeah, that's true. That's true. The bougie people, I don't understand their ways. I'm just a broke ass bitch, so I do not understand that. But yeah, I could see that. Maybe she would just like tell the chef like, Charlie's getting home in an hour. You better have something ready for him.
Will never make you feel guilty for pursuing what the Lord has put on your heart.
Did you know right away that Charlie was destined for something larger than life?
Charlie has a great disposition about him, so I knew that he was never going to be just, he operated, everyone knew this, the way he operated his life, he wasn't going to waste time, he wasn't going to waste the one life that the Lord has blessed him with. When you get married to someone you love, you never think, oh, I mean, at least we didn't, what our future was going to look like. It's not that you sign up for something. You just marry the love of your life, and however that unfolds, it unfolds, and we both have very similar.
Guys, is this another bougie thing? Is this like another bougie people thing? You don't like discuss your future? You don't like think about what your future is going to look like with your significant other? Maybe that's like bougie people. I guess I guess if you got more money than God, you don't have to worry about the future, right? What more could you do in the future? You already have enough money. It's not like you ever need more money. Maybe they don't. I don't know. I find it weird. You would think that you would discuss your future with your significant other, you know? And if you'd never discussed your future with him, how do you know he wanted you to be the CEO? You said you never talked about it, but like, didn't you say before, like you talked about it and he was like, yeah, you'll be perfect for that job. Like everybody knew, like you talked about it all the time. It seems to me that's like inconsistency there. Did you not discuss the future, or did you discuss the future? And he said, yeah, you should be the CEO. I don't understand. But I mean, usually you would, you know, as a young, I guess maybe she wasn't so young, but like, you know, as a young married couple, you talk about your future, what you want in the future. You want kids? Do you want a family? Do you want this, that, the next? So it sounds weird that she's saying they never talked about their future. And then yet we hear all these stories about how, you know, he talked about her being the CEO all the time. All the time. Weird. Very weird to me.
Similar understandings, and I knew, obviously I knew his life would be important. All of our lives are important. But all I cared about was loving him and being a wife to him, being a mother to his children. That to me was so much more important. Everything else I could care less.
Charlie.
That's dumb. So what, you met Charlie Kirk on a dinner date, and suddenly your entire future and your entire life meant nothing, and all you cared about was Charlie Kirk's life and what he wanted. I mean, up to and including, like, do what you want. As soon as you come home, dinner will be here. It will be ready. You do whatever, like nothing else matters. Her life didn't have any more meaning. That's dumb. Yeah, that's dumb. That's dumb. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it, but that's like dumb. You don't just, your life just doesn't continue to fucking have meaning when you decide to fall in love and get with somebody. You know what I mean? Come on now. Oh, that girl Casey has a channel. We gotta check that out. We're gonna have to check that out. That girl Casey, where is she in the chat? Where is it? And I can't find her. I want to click it. But yeah, I mean, your life doesn't like cease to have meaning when you get married. It's weird. It's weird. I don't agree with that.
He was so disciplined. He had his routine.
I know.
He worked out.
He did.
He did his reading.
Yeah.
Are you now stepping into that?
Him and I are very similar from the standpoint of making yourself a better person as life goes on. We all live many lives, and we all are constantly trying.
We all live many lives? Is that Christian? Is that a Christian belief? Anybody in the chat? We all live many lives. What? What the fuck? Are you kidding me? I don't think that's Christian. Thank you, Polly. Yeah, I didn't think that was Christian. Kind of fucking weird, you ask me. We all live many lives. I just want to kick a puppy. She makes me want to kick a puppy, guys. It really is getting bad. It's getting bad. It's getting really bad. I want to kick a puppy. I need a moment. We all live many lives. Shut up. We all live many lives. I can't believe she said that.
At least Charlie and I, we're constantly trying to improve ourselves. We always worked out. We had the same trainer. Because him and I are athletes. It always goes back to the basic and simple things. He loved eating clean. He loved all of that stuff. But something that was so powerful about Charlie is that he mastered self-control. He mastered, he would say, know your nature. He mastered that. He perfected that. From the standpoint of, yes, he was very hard on himself. I have the journals to prove it. Very hard on himself. But he held himself to such a high standard because he wanted the people that were around him to be better also. And he wasn't going to be a leader that told people what to do and not do it.
He worked so hard.
He did.
He was the hardest working person in my business I've ever seen. Was that hard for you guys to balance that work and the family?
So when we first started dating and when we were first married, we would travel everywhere together. We were on the road 350 some days out of the year. And then once we had our first child, it was an adjustment period because I wanted to be home with our little one. But he was so good about always wanting to come home. Always wanted to come home. And I wanted
But did he come home? Or did he just always want to come home?
to make sure that he wanted to come home. Again, that's why I never said, what are you doing? Why are you gone? Why are you traveling so much? I never had those questions because I knew his heart and I knew what he was doing was so important. And he always included me in it. And there were times where I would go to his events and there were times.
Like, they're so rich. They were so rich. She could have easily, she could have easily just bought like a Sprinter fleet and went on the road with him with the kid, with their baby. You know what I mean? So to me, it's like, there's a reason they weren't, like, at that point, they kind of split off, I would think, in my opinion, because it would be easy to stick around and still be on the road with him. I know if I had that money, I would be. I mean, I wouldn't want to be home 300 days out of the year without my husband. That's weird. And then that's why I get so annoyed when she is up here talking about marriage, because you don't know anything about marriage when your husband's gone 300 plus days a year and you were married for 4 years. That's like, how many? 200 days? You know what I mean? Maybe we'll say 300. We'll say 1 year maybe altogether of your husband being home. So I don't know if I believe this. I don't know. So glad that this routine is over. I can't stand her. And one glazed donut. Congrats on getting your comment read out on Candace Owens' show the other day. I was like, oh my God, I know them. Tanya says married 29 years. Yeah, it's just, I guess it's really hard because they are living, like, I'm just going to say this, okay? I've always tried to give this woman some grace. I really have. I mean, for the first, like, 3 months or 2 months, maybe month, I don't know. For the first couple of things that she did out here, I saw that she didn't seem right to me. And I just kept saying, like, well, some people were just weird. I get it. Like, I'm not going to be, I'm weird. There's people out there that are weird. Maybe she's just a weird lady. And I've always tried to give her some type of grace. So let's just say this, rich people, they have a whole different, I guess, value system. You know what I mean? They have a whole different way that they live that we are just not privy to knowing anything about it. And so maybe some of this stuff that she's saying is normal in those circles. I don't know. And this isn't just rich people. This is like fucking elite rich, right? Like, they have more money than, I mean, I don't even know why you would want more money when you already have all this money. You could put your money in a high yield savings account and get rich off of that. Like, you don't even need to get more money. So when they want more money, it just makes me like it's mind blowing to me. Like, how do you need more money? How do you want more money? What are you doing? That's weird. So I don't know. Maybe it's like a whole other thing we're not privy to, but it's just weird. The stuff she says is weird to me. It's weird to me. I don't get it. I don't understand her.
Times where I wouldn't, but it was a family-oriented mission. So I never once was threatened by that because I was a part of it.
He wrote you letters. Charlie wrote you letters.
I know.
Every week?
Why is he like, he wrote you letters? He wrote you letters. I mean, that's not odd.
Every Saturday. So he would turn his phone off to honor the Sabbath. He would come in, open the junk drawer. Everyone has a junk drawer. Open the junk drawer, said Shabbat Shalom, put it in there, turn the phone off, slam the door, and he felt so free because he was unreachable for 24, 48 hours.
Did you see Charlie change in the 7 years that you knew him? How did he change?
When he became a father, and you know this, when you become a parent, it changes you. When you become a husband or a wife, it changes you. I mean, being on the altar and making a covenant with the Lord and saying, this is my person, it changes you. You become one. Everything becomes one. Nothing is separated. And it was just powerful because I got to see him grow, not just in wisdom. He read a lot of books, wisdom, but he grew in patience. And you can see that on campus too. You see the evolution of him going from holding the mic all the time to then putting it down, taking a sip of his tea, throwing in a throat coat, and just listening. You could see how he evolved into this incredible man who he mastered himself.
He became more tranquil as he grew older.
He did, and that was a huge testament to his faith because he realized more and more, this is not about Charlie Kirk.
Is there one thing that you know about Charlie that no one else knows that you want to share?
Okay, so he would name all of my daughters and my son's stuffed animals, every single one of them. his favorite animal was the platypus.
Somebody actually showed a clip. Somebody actually showed a clip of Charlie Kirk saying his favorite animal, and it wasn't a platypus. That was hilarious. I think I saved it on my X account. I'll have to try to dig it up and show you guys sometime. But it wasn't a platypus. He was talking about his favorite animal, and it wasn't that. So it's like, you just probably, who knows?
It's so random, but it's so funny because it was such a utility animal, and it's not even an animal you would think of. And I remember when I went to the San Diego Zoo with my child, of my daughter.
With my child? Oh my gosh. Who says that? I can't. I went with my child. Okay, girl. Okay, girl.
And we found the platypus shirt there, and I had her put it on, and Charlie was like, how did you find that shirt? And I was like, we just so happened to go to the zoo, and they had a platypus. He was blown away.
I'm glad we didn't embarrass him too much there.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a really heartfelt, great story about your husband. Tell us something we don't know about Charlie Kirk. His favorite animal is a platypus. The Chronic Ironic says she also has wouldn't have mattered if Charlie Kirk had a bulletproof vest, and yes, if pew pewed in the neck, it's true, but always felt it was because she knew he wasn't. Yeah, that could be. That could be. And thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. Yeah, that could very, very well be. I just find it very strange, this whole thing. I think, I don't necessarily know or think, I don't even necessarily think she had anything to do with it. I mean, I don't know. Whatever. I just can't really say that I believe that 100% that she had something to do with it, but I do think she's happy that he's gone. I mean, that's my opinion, that she's happy that he's gone. Nobody is this ecstatic days later. You cannot talk like this a few days after your husband was brutally slain in front of a bunch of young people. I mean, just first of all, the thought of your children, that their loss would be devastating. Let's say you don't even care about the man. For your babies, that would be devastating. That would be heartbreaking. That would be hell. That would be pure hell. That really would be hell, to look at your children and know that their father was stolen from somebody. And the fact that she forgave Tyler Robinson so quickly, also very strange to me, because as a mom, there's no way. I would be so angry. I would be so angry for someone. How dare you? How dare you take away my kid's father? How dare you? Not even my husband at that point. It would be my kid's father. You know what I mean? How dare you take away anything from my babies? How dare you? Mama bears get pretty vicious. You know what I mean? And the fact that she's sitting up here with this face, totally dry eyes. Her eyes aren't red. They're not bloodshot. They're not puffy. She's dabbing. She's doing that. I do this to make fun of it, because it's here's me drying my tears, and it's just the front of my glasses. It's I'm so sad. I'm so sad. It's what are you wiping? There's not even red spots from her wiping her eyes. You know how you know what I mean? Ladies, we've all had those crying fits where you're just, you're just so stuffed up. You can't breathe. Your head's pounding. And the more you cry, the worse it gets. And you just can't stop. And you feel like shit. I mean, she's breathing fine. She's chilling. She's laughing, happy. This would be something I would expect maybe, a year later, maybe now. Right? Maybe not, maybe even a few months from now, sitting down and being able to finally breathe again and discuss this type of thing. That's when I could expect something like this. Now, again, maybe it's something with rich people. Maybe they don't get attached to each other. I don't know. This don't come across as normal. A few days after your husband died. It just doesn't. I'm sorry. I don't think so. And yeah, where are the kids now? They're not with her. I don't know. That's a damn good question. Damn good question. And it's again, that's another big red flag is like, why are you not upset for your children? Because I would be so angry. I'd be so angry. And when you experience a loss like this and your children are robbed of an entire future with their father, I mean, all the way up to like walking them down the aisle, him holding his grandbabies, it's so sad. It's so devastating. It's not just your life, it's 3 lives. 3, you know, you and 2 of those babies that are missing all this time and everything like that. And to me, it's just the fact that you are so forgiving of the man who supposedly did this. I don't know. I think your faith would be tested. I don't think you would just be like, have stronger faith. Oh, my husband just got unalive in front of the whole world. I believe in God even more now. I don't believe that. That is my personal opinion. But, hey, maybe it's something with rich people. I don't know. And thank you so much, The Chronic, for the $2 super chat. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, she acts like a new divorcee. Yeah. She does. That's what kind of it feels like, She's like, I got the house, bitch. She's out there like, you know what I mean? Like the new divorcee that got a bunch of shit. It's weird. Yes, obeying the word of God is hard. Yes, exactly. And it's like, that's another thing that really stands out to me when she's on these, speaking engagements and things like that. She talks as if everything is so easy. It's so easy to be, to obey the word of God, basically. Like, it's so simple. Everything's so easy. Her faith is so strong. Nothing can test her. Yes, forgiving an unaliver is hard. Yeah. I can't even imagine, especially with 2 babies. You know what I mean? Yes, you need the grace. Exactly. And that was like, just in the way that she says it at that memorial service, she's like, and then she comes out and says it. It's like, it looks like an act to me. I'm sorry. Looked like an act to me completely. I don't know. I don't know. Allegedly, in my opinion, right?
We saw these clips go viral afterwards about him being a father.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at some of those.
Okay. It's so fun. That was a great day.
There's no way you would be like this. This almost made me cry when I saw this one right here. Okay. And guess what? I didn't even know Charlie Kirk even existed until after his death. Yeah. Didn't know anything about the man. And so never knew him personally, but that broke my heart watching that. And the fact that she's sitting there like totally cool. Wild.
So we're here at Bill's Burgers in New York City. And right near this very table was the first time Dad met Mama. And it started as a job, and I was asking all these questions, philosophy, religion, Jesus.
So fun. He was so fun.
What kind of relationship did he have with each child?
When you ask that, I can't get this image out of my head of, this feeling too, where you see your husband come home, or you as the father.
She's like, this feeling too when you see her husband come home and she's talking to the guy across from her.
Father come home and the kids just run to you. His relationship with them was so precious because they're so little. So it's not like you're teaching them these amazing things, but somehow he still found a way to incorporate it in little ways. But his relationship with them was so pure and precious because you see him being on stage in front of thousands of people, commanding the presence, telling them all about Western civilization, telling them all about what's going on in the world, telling them why they should care. And then you see him come home and just be a dad. Go play with them in the pool. Love on them. Tickle them. Play with them. Like, even if it was just with his stuffed animals. Play with them.
What do you...
She still didn't, answer the question, what was the relationship like with each of the kids? I mean...
see of him in
the kids? It's funny because my son loves to throw balls and baseball bat and footballs. And my sweet daughter she's starting now to want to say little speeches. So we all are sitting there to listen. But you know what's so sweet is that my daughter's starting to want to put our son to bed at night in his crib. And so it's very meticulous of how it's done. So it's a little bit Charlie of like making sure that it's the right rhythm. And we put him in the crib, and then I say, okay, mommy's leaving. And she sits there, and I just watch her on this video of singing Jesus Loves Me to him. And that's the song that Charlie would sing to her. Never said, okay, now you need to sing that to your brother.
That would break my heart to say that. Just say that. Yeah, right? This is very hard to just even watch and not get upset. Like, I can't believe this is, she's composed saying any of this. I mean, yeah, it really does. Yeah, that they are different age than the photo that she sent, that Candace showed. Yeah, they are different age, definitely, for sure. I mean, it came out now, Byron, it did come out that the boy who looked to be like 7 in that photo definitely wasn't a baby, like a little baby, tiny, like needing their crib type of baby. So that came out that the boy was not hers for sure, but I guess the daughter is still in question in the photos. But regardless, it was a photo of the wrong day anyways, and like so super weird. But yeah, this listening to her and just knowing that she's not upset is making me upset. Like, it's making me feel sad inside. It's crazy. Like, I could literally cry right now if I let it. But the fact that she's just sitting here talking about that, like, that's the song that he used to sing to them, and now the daughter's doing it, and that doesn't make you just lose your shit? Are you kidding me? That's just mind-blowing. Mind-blowing to me.
So I feel like it's little moments like that where I'm like, that's you, Charlie. That's you. You're there. Yeah.
You're very protective of your
Maybe
children's
they're
privacy.
cutting it because
As
it looked
Charlie's
like she
profile
might.
grew.
Maybe she got upset there because she was wiping her tears, and that did look like maybe she got upset right there. Maybe they cut it, but they shouldn't have cut it. If she got upset, they should have let her cry. They should have let her show it crying a little bit because.
Were you concerned?
We live in a day and age where the internet feels so entitled to everything. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? You know, explain this, explain that. And we live in a world where children don't even have a childhood anymore. You know, why are you posting a photo of your kids so that you can get $50 off a stroller? Like,
Bitch, this is funny now. This is funny looking back, right? She says the same dumb shit about the stroller. She says the same dumb shit about, let me tell you something. She says the same dumb shit about that stroller when she was wearing that inside out vagina dress in the Young Women's Leadership Summit speech last year when Charlie's sitting next to her. She literally lecturing these young girls about putting their channels on hold and don't use your children for clout. Don't use your children for clicks and views, and don't use your children for free strollers. Okay, look, bitch, sometimes young mothers can't just fucking go buy a, Chanel stroller or whatever the hell it is you guys buy. I don't know. But, and they might need to, do what they got to do to provide for their children. But for her to sit there, this stupid ass shit here, right? Don't use your children for this stuff. And what do we see her doing? Yeah, she uses her kids every time she gets in trouble. Exactly. We saw that Father's Day thing. She put that up of her baby. She did the birthday thing. She put that up of her babies. And it's like, it's fine. It's fine. But don't lecture people about this shit and then go do it. If you want to put up a little birthday thing of your babies, whatever, cool, do it, whatever. I'm just saying, don't sit here and say this to poor people. You know what I mean? Don't sit here and say, don't use your children for clout. Don't use your children for clicks and views and whatever. Like, no, I don't agree with it either, that you should use your children for that. But don't say it and then do it, because it's ridiculous.
That does not make sense to me.
Crazy.
If
Yeah,
you can't
sure.
afford a stroller, buy one you can afford. Like, that makes sense to me.
Bitch. Poor people sometimes can't afford any stroller. Did you ever think of that? No, you haven't. You've never ever been without your entire life. So no, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So shut the hell up about that and move on real quick.
But to use your child or a photo of you standing in the bathroom embracing them specifically, and you have 500 copies of that same pose so you can get it right for social media, is bizarre to me. And it was to
This bitch. I mean, but laying across your dead husband's body and fondling it with a mic on, taking a few different like videos of that for social media, that's okay. That's okay. That's fine. Just, don't stand in the bathroom with your kids. That's really bad. But like, you can lay across your husband's dead body and put a mic on and like, cry and stuff. That's fine. That's cool. That's okay. That's fine.
Charlie too. And our babies are not for anyone else's viewing other than ours in our family. And why would I want AI images of my children out there? Why would I want, and yeah, we get kidnapping threats. We always have. We get death threats. We always have. You're just smart about it.
So, she always has gotten these types of threats. I love how she says they always get these threats. They've always gotten all these kind of threats. This isn't anything like new. They always get them. But then, Candace will say something on her podcast and suddenly the threats that she's getting is because of Candace. Like, how do you know? Do you talk to these people that are threatening her? Do you ask them like, why did you decide to threaten Erika? And they say, oh, it's Candace. Ridiculous.
Protect what you love. Protect who you love.
I want to show you a video of Charlie talking about TPUSA.
Okay.
Well, you're about to embark on something that is much bigger than yourself. This is about us. This is about the country. And the eyes of the whole nation
Yeah, he
are
looks
again
so
on
good.
Turning Point. We're building something bigger than you, bigger than me. We're building an experience to help save the country. And if this type of intensity bothers you, well, then don't go work for Turning Point USA. You can go work for the Department of Labor or something, okay? Because here we do excellent things. We do big things. We make history here at Turning Point USA. It's going to be early mornings, it's going to be late nights, but you all get to know that you're doing something rewarding. That is not just, a career, you check the box, but lives will be changed. How blessed are we that we get to be here celebrating the country, and this is our job. It's pretty awesome. There's the one thing that I hear from speakers throughout all the years. Your team is so impressive, and they're so young. Why is it, everybody? Because for us, we hold ourselves to a higher standard. This is not just another DC gig. This is about saving Western civilization.
That gets her going. Talking about the kids, though. Talking about the babies singing to each other. Oh my God. And now she's crying? Are you kidding me right now? Are you really kidding me right now? Holy shit.
It's the longest video I've watched of him.
It wasn't even in the video. He wasn't even in that video, most of it. What do you mean? It's fucking clips of Turning Point USA people. He was just talking on it.
Just give me a second.
Get out of here.
Take your time. Charlie was on a mission to save Western civilization. Did you know that's what you signed up for?
Well, no, I didn't sign up for anything. I just married the love of my life. Just so happens that that's what he was doing.
Well, like, when did you fall in love with him again? Because you never did say that.
Tell me about the day before the shooting.
He was at the office, and we were going to meet for dinner beforehand with a dear friend of ours.
You ever notice that these bougie rich people always say dear friend? Candace was shown that clip of what's his name's wife in that interview she did, and she was like, my dear friend. She said it too. Twitch's wife, when she showed that video, she said the same thing. She was like, my dear friend. Like, bitch, oh, it must be a rich thing, because I don't have no dear friends, okay? Not a single one. Okay? I got my girls, my bitches, my friends. I don't have a dear friend at all. Not at all. Not a one. Never have.
Cool.
Weird ass shit.
I wanted to just be with us and pray with us before the event.
Fuck. I mean, I can't. Look. a dear friend who they just wanted to be with us and pray with us before the event. Like, I have a hard time believing that. I don't know. I don't know why, but I just don't believe that. Why? Why do you want a dear friend to come and pray with you before the event? Do you do that all the time? Why do you have dear friends come and pray with you before the events? I don't know. Yeah, my girlfriends are my best friends. Right. Oh, that is really cool of you, Bossy. Yeah, maybe. I think pretty much until I get bigger, no one will do that. No one wants to be around me. At least not until I get bigger, maybe. We'll see though. Maybe someday. Let's see. Okay, the grieving process takes 2 years for humans to start moving on. Okay. My childhood sweetheart, husband, and father to all 4 of our children drowned. I know grief. She isn't grieving. Holy shit, Amy. I am really sorry about that. My God. I didn't know that. I mean, how would I? But I mean, Jesus, that's terrible. I'm so sorry. Yeah, you would know firsthand what that feels like. Unreal. Mm. Wow. Kennedy. Oh my God. Its take makes him sound not like his doing much. Yeah. I just can't. I just really can't with this one. I mean, maybe take a break and let's concentrate on the fact that he's a bitch. Oh yeah, I played that song. What was that Erika Kirk one on my last video? I put it at the end just because I wanted you guys to get a laugh out of it. I played it in another video a long time ago, but I put it at the end of that one just because I'm like, we all every once in a while you just need a refresher, because she makes me want to kick a puppy. She really does. She makes me want to kick a little cute, like the cutest puppy in the whole world, and that's a horrible thing. That's like, if you kick a puppy, you deserve to get kicked in the crotch, whether you're male or female. That's She makes me want to kick a puppy. Yeah, time needs a little time, and it would be natural if she laid low for a year and watched TPSA from there. Yeah, that's that's what you would think. Like, that's what you would think. Like, a normal human being would do. Even a rich one, you would think, man. But this is like a few days. This is wild. Totally wild. Oh, cheesy friend, have a good night. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. Yeah, I would have to, that's what I mean. When she's out here, look, she can do whatever she wants with Turning Point USA. It's hers. She got it. If that was my husband, it'd be mine too. Better believe it. Okay. You better believe it. Especially, if I had to put up with him being gone all the time and working all the time, and I had to miss out on time with my husband because he was building this whole big thing. Yes, it's mine. If he dies, it's mine. Period. Like, the whole thing, and I always say this, is just say it. Just come out and say, it's mine now, and I'm going to do things how I want to do them. That's all there is to it. I don't, whatever what I was like then, I'm not like that no more, and I'm doing things differently. But I would definitely take some time off. I would take it. It would be mine, and I would appoint a interim CEO until I was emotionally intact and able to know that my children were okay and I was okay, and then I would come in and do what I wanted to do. Immediately just jumping in and doing everything days afterward is very weird. It's just weird to all of us. I mean, I guess there's people out there that think that's perfectly fine. I mean, but I can't. I can't stop building my sandcastle to watch this. Thank you, McMac. I appreciate it. But yeah, it's just it's weird. It's weird to me. I would take time away, and I would change things and do what I wanted to do, and I don't even like. I'm not saying anything about it. Like the stuff that she's got coming up, I think is pretty. Like I said, it's allegedly air cultish, right? But it's hers to be. She can make a cult if she wants. It's hers. You know, it's all her. She can make a giant cult if that's what she feels like doing. You know, but yeah, should have took some time. And it's weird that she didn't. And that's why people have like this kind of thing here. Red flag, you know, not taking any time off, red flag. Zoom calls, red flag. Tons of red flags. Thank you so much, Painful Truth, for the super sticker. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, just lots of red flags. Lots of red flags and weirdness. Weirdness.
It's no hidden secret that stuff on campus is heating up. You see people on campus coming on with guns prior to the event that happened with Charlie, the assassination with Charlie.
So she did know that people were going on to these college campuses with weapons. That was like something they all knew. It was like a well-known thing. All of them knew. There was like all kind of weapons on these campuses. Huh. You'd think that security would be pretty top notch. Just thinking, just saying, you know. Bossy, thank you for the $5. Indeed. Thank you. Yeah, indeed. Yeah. Knowing that was, you know, happening. And you didn't have like 10 security guards? Shoot. I mean, I wouldn't let my husband go out there without like 10 security guards. I mean, I wouldn't let that. I wouldn't let it. I mean, I get it if you want to be one of those wives that's like, you do you, babe. You know, you do you. I'm not going to rush you to come home. I'm not going to have you do anything. Like, you just go ahead and do you. I'm cool with everything. But, you know, to sit there and just be like, there's weapons on campuses, and you don't say to him like, no, you're going to take 3 different security teams with you. You know, you're not getting out of the car unless you have 5 different guys surrounding. Like, if we're having weapons on campus and things like that, that's crazy.
And so I know that, you know, you and I even talked about how I used to say, you know, Charlie, have you ever thought about wearing a vest? He would nod to that and be like, you know, I've looked into it. But he would always say, if they're going to get me, they're going to get me. He wasn't afraid. Wouldn't have mattered anyways if you wore a vest.
Erika's mom was dealing with a medical issue, so she stayed in Phoenix to care for her. She planned to join Charlie at the next scheduled Turning Point event at Colorado State just a few days later.
He was like, home needs you. Home needs you. Be home. Come with me on Thursday to the next event we have. And so for him, that night, he was so excited. I mean, he just was like, I can't wait. It's going to be the best. And he got up around 2:45, 3-ish to go into the kitchen to grab a snack. And our daughter had woke up around that same time. We live in a small space, so you can kind of hear when everyone's kind of shuffling around. And so she came into our room, and she stayed in our bed. And he always loved when Gigi slept in our bed because she's, you know, little ones, they like curl up inside of you and like they're just nuzzled in. And
No. Little ones don't curl up inside of you.
but you also know that it can be very acrobatic when a 3-year-old is in your bed and somehow their feet end up on your face. So I said, I want you to have a good night's sleep. Go ahead and sleep in her room.
I want you to have a good night's sleep. Go ahead and sleep in the baby's room. I laugh about this one a lot because it's like, come on, you know? And I love how she's like, he was super excited for the next day. And then we have all found out that he was literally sending text messages to everybody saying he thinks he's getting unalive that day. And we know he's up like at 2 a.m. not to like happily go get a munchies. Like he's like, I'm gonna get a snack and then I'm gonna go sleep in the baby's room to get some sleep because I'm super excited about tomorrow. No, he was up like freaking out because he thought he was gonna be unalive the next day. And she's like, go sleep in the baby's room. Get a good night's sleep. Go sleep in the baby's room. That's not a good night's sleep. That's not a good night's sleep at all. Not one bit. Why would you get a good night's sleep in the baby's room? Like, you know where you get a good night's sleep at, guys? I know this is going to sound so strange probably to you guys, but like, you get a good night's sleep in your own fucking bed. That's where you sleep the best. Okay? That's where you sleep the best, in your own bed.
And I'll turn the air down so it's nice and cozy in there. And I just want you to get a good night's sleep so you can be amazing tomorrow.
Oh my God, I'm on a barf. I literally want to barf right now, but you guys would leave. And then I like literally would lose my live stream if I barf right now. So I'm holding it. I'm literally swallowing down the absolute regurgitation right now. So you're gonna be like amazing tomorrow. Like, oh my God, it's gonna be like you're gonna be amazing tomorrow, babe.
And so Gigi and I stayed in our room. And that morning he woke up super early and he came into our bedroom, into the bathroom, because that's where his wedding ring was and his necklace. And he came in and he grabbed that. And then he left. I didn't even get to give him a kiss goodbye.
And why would you? Here's a huge question. So you were up because you seen him come in and get his ring and his necklace, and you heard him up like super early. Why wouldn't your husband kiss you goodbye? Why? Listen, I went down to the gas station that's not even a mile from my house, and I kissed my husband goodbye. I was like, bye. I'll see you in like 2 minutes. And I gave him a kiss and a goodbye. Like, and he's like thinking he's getting on a live this day, right? He's texting all his buddies like something bad's about to happen. Evidently, Frank came over the night before with a group of people, right? A whole bunch of people came over and was helping him decide like how to talk to college students the next day. And so Frank and them guys were chilling. So the day before, she says like dinner and this and this. And then we know that Frank says he came over with a couple of people and they were helping Charlie prepare for the next day. And, you know, then he can't sleep at 2 a.m. He goes in the daughter's room to sleep. Then he wakes up super early the next morning. So who knows if he even slept from 2 o'clock on, right? Because super early is like 4:30, 5 o'clock. That's only a couple of hours. So who knows if he even slept. And so he gets up super early and he gets his stuff out of there. She's awake because she hears him. She sees him getting his things, evidently. But they don't give each other a kiss and a hug goodbye. And this is the day he thinks he's going to die. Think about that. Like, you're Charlie Kirk. You think you're going to die today. You don't kiss your wife goodbye. That's a huge red flag. Huge red flag. Yeah, and how big was that toddler bed? Charlie was a big guy. Exactly. That's what I said. He was in the crib. He was in the crib. She was like, hop in the crib. Me and Gigi need to get some rest. Like, go sleep in the crib. Fuck. I don't care if you think you're going to die tomorrow. Like, we're sleeping. I'll turn the air down for you, like, a little bit. But, like, get out of here. Like, fuck. Like, we're trying to sleep. Like, what are you doing? Can't you see Gigi's comfortable? Like, get in the crib. What's wrong with you? Stupid. Then he's up the next morning, right? We know he was so, like, worked up and upset that night. I'm sorry, but that's kind of strange. That is a huge red flag to me. And my thinking is perhaps he got a good night's sleep in the daughter's room because maybe he had been sleeping in the daughter's room, maybe, allegedly. Maybe he had been sleeping in there. Maybe he had been like, you know what? I ain't trying to sleep in there. You and the baby sleep in there. Because when you need a good night's sleep, you sleep where you're most comfortable. Maybe he had been in the daughter's room. I don't know. But all I know is if you get up the next day and you think you're going to die that day, you know what I mean? You say goodbye to the babies. You say goodbye to your wife. You give them a kiss. You give them a hug. Because that might be the last time you're ever going to do that. And if not for yourself, you do it for them, right? Charlie seems like he's a planner and like he thinks ahead. And if he thought he was going to be unalived, he would definitely at least give his children and his wife that last goodbye so they would have that forever. So this is weird to me. That's all I'm saying. But hey, I don't know. I'm not a rich person. Maybe they don't do that kind of shit. Maybe they're just like, goodbye, dearest. Goodbye, dear wife, dear friend. Goodbye, dear children. I don't know. Maybe that's what they do. Just weird to me.
When we return,
He was at peace. I gave him a kiss. One of the hardest moments of my life was leaving him in that room.
I want to take a moment to talk about a partner we're proud.
Oh, no, I don't really care what you want to talk about, Andrew. You can fuck all the way off. How about that? How about you fucking off? Okay. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
And so Mikey called me, and I'll never forget.
Trying to get to where she
And
starts.
so I had no reason to look back at it. I moved my mom. I went back to grab my phone, and that's when Mikey
Oh,
started
here we
calling
go.
me. Called me within
Nope,
seconds.
there's stupid Andrew.
I called Erika. I just remember it rang like 3 or 4 times. I didn't know what to say. Those are the words that will change someone's life forever, and you have to be the one to say it. That was the first time I've ever called her during a campus tour stop.
And so Mikey called me, and I'll never forget.
And so didn't we establish like this wasn't true? I know I can't stand it either, Sarah. I really can't. Like, bitch, I can't stand it when you whisper. It's fucking annoying. Just like your face and your fake tears and everything you do. It's like, I really can't stand it. Okay. Didn't we establish this was incorrect? Something about like, oh, he wiped his socials today, Bossy. No shit. Oh, something's going on. Something's going on. I think if anybody's a weak link, if there was something going on in that whole hemisphere, let's say just if something bad was going on with those people and something was amiss, I would think personally, like if that was the case, I would think Mikey's a weak link because he seems like he has a soul. He seems like he still has a soul. Okay, so wiping his socials, a bit odd. Thank you for that, Bossy. I didn't know that. It's like we need like some sound effects, like dun dun dun. I'm gonna have to get a sound effects thing. Yeah, something different, something weird. With this whole Mikey called me first, and this one called that, and that called that. Because didn't Mikey call his wife first? His own wife, and then according to Candace, he called his own wife, and then they group called Erika. So maybe she's, maybe it wasn't seconds later or something. I don't know, but there was something different here, something weird about that.
Just being like, Charlie's been shot. He's been shot. Get the kids. Get security. Get the kids. Get the kids. He's been shot. I sprinted out of her treatment center. I just collapsed in the middle of the parking lot. Called her security.
So you're remembering the moment you found out your husband was brutally unalived and can't even muster up one tear to roll down your cheek? Not even one? Are you kidding? Okay, girl. Doesn't seem normal to me, but okay, girl.
Unbelievable nightmare.
The communications director of Turning Point USA has asked our team to give a moment of silence and prayer. And so we're going to do that right now. We're going to pause and offer our prayer. We hope you join along. However, and to whomever you pray, I hope in this moment you can pray for Charlie Kirk.
There was a moment there where people thought Charlie would survive.
Mm-hmm. There were so many things going on at that one moment. It was so
Why
hard
does
to
this always bring up this bottom thing? It's
actually
annoying.
know
Sorry.
and hear what was going on because you're getting phone calls in and out. And hindsight, the way the bullet hit him, he died instantaneously.
He was pronounced dead.
He died on the scene.
So she admits it too. She admits that he died on the scene as well. Okay, so this again with my big question. Why was Frank and them trying to stop bleeding for 8 minutes? I don't understand that. Not one bit. If he died on the scene, his heart wasn't beating, so he might have been bleeding, like it was leaking out or dripping out or oozing out. That wasn't something where he was actively shooting out blood where they were like having to put pressure on it and like hold it because he was just bleeding out everywhere. That's not the case. So what were they doing for 8 minutes in that car? What were they doing? Because they claim they were stopping the bleeding. That's what they claim. They had to pack them full of 30 some feet of packing. $30 some feet of packing for what? Dripping blood? Why would you need 33 feet of packing? So either he A, wasn't dead on the scene, or B, they weren't stopping bleeding for 8 minutes in the car, right? It's one of them's a lie. Either way you look at it, one of them's a lie.
But I'm so glad he didn't suffer. Excuse me. I'm so glad he didn't suffer. No one deserves to suffer. But him of all people. So he
he didn't.
It's, he literally blinked and probably thought he was raptured and looked around and was like, where's everybody else? He blinked and he was at the board.
And you wanted to see.
Really? He blinked and he thought he was raptured and she's giggling. I can't. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, McMack. Yeah, we are. We really are. We really are. Hold on, guys. Here. Take a look at some kittens. Take a look at some kittens. Look how cute. Take a adorable break for a moment. Take a breather, everyone. Oh, look at the little Rottweiler puppies. They are adorable. Their teeth are so sharp. Oh, little wiener dogs. Aw. Now that's cute. See, she makes me want to kick those dogs. Those cute little puppies. She makes me want to, literally, bunt those kittens across the room. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Charlie immediately and came up. Take us through that.
Still, no bloodshot eyes, nothing. How could you compose yourself for this long? Does money do that to you? Does money literally make your soul just shrivel up into does it make you hard? Does it make you a terribly hard person? I don't get it. I don't get it.
We landed in Utah, went straight to the hospital. When you walked in, everyone was it was a scene from just a horror movie. Everyone is so rattled to the core. Officers, law enforcement, hospital workers, our team, everyone is just shaken. And we get into the room. One of the law enforcement guys comes in. It's very sweet, but what do you say to someone whose husband just was assassinated so publicly? I said, I've been doing this for 30 some years. He said, I will never tell you that you cannot see your husband. He said, but I, in my professional opinion, think that you should wait to see him once he's at the mortuary. Because I don't think you want to see him like this. And the room got quiet because half the room knew it's probably good.
I thought you had to. I thought you had to identify your loved one once they passed away. Maybe in the mortuary, I guess. Maybe you don't have to do it in the hospital morgue, but maybe. I don't know.
Idea. And the other half of the room was like, there's no way she's listening to you right now. And I responded back to him and I said, with all due respect, sir, I said, I want to see what they did to my husband.
With all due respect, sir. That's what you said? Okay, girl.
And I want to give him a kiss because I didn't get to give him a kiss this morning.
Really?
And I said the same thing to the doctor. When the doctor came in, I said, I want to see my husband. He said, I'll make sure that happens. And I did.
Yeah, I would be freaking out. I would be literally clawing their faces off. I wouldn't be saying, with all due respect, sir. I'd be like, move the fuck out of my way. Where's my husband? You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. I guess everybody in this moment would be different. Maybe when you're bougie and rich, you have more composure. Maybe it makes you hard to have all that money. I don't know. Just very odd to me.
And I got to see him. And when we walked into that room, he still looks so alive. I mean, because he just, and I'm just so glad I saw him, because you know this, when you see someone pass at the mortuary, they never look the same when they're at the mortuary. They have this awful makeup and they're cold, and he was still warm and his eyes were slightly open. You know, it was so powerful, Jesse. He had this smirk on his face. It was so sweet. He had this smirk on his face where it meant three things to me. First, that he died doing what he loved. The second was that he was at peace. And I gave him a kiss. Gave him a kiss. And then before I left...
What was the third thing?
Which was one of the hardest moments of my life, was leaving him in that room. Excuse me. I looked at him and I thought to myself, that smirk to me is that look of, you thought you could stop what I built.
Oh, fuck's sakes. You're kidding me right now. You're absolutely kidding me right now. Wow, this bitch. Oh my God. Wow, dude. Wow. I need a second. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I need a second. I can't believe that. I can't believe she's about to say this. I had to stop it before she says it. I can't. Like, are you kidding me right now? I can't. Ooh, wow. Just fucking wow, dude. The smirk on his dead body meant, you can't stop me. You can't stop what I've built. You can't stop Turning Point USA. My God. I'm just in shock. I'm sorry, guys. That's just like mind blowing to me. Yeah. I'm trying to get this hold on, let me get this for us to listen to so we can have some happiness, because this is fucking pissing me off really bad. Like, so bad right now. Let me share these to my computer. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I'm just like, what? Bitch, what? Bitch, what? Yeah. Yes, Byron. The look on my deceased mother's face haunts me. I don't know how she would have that reaction. I think you speak for the room, Byron. I think you speak for the room. Yes, so many miracles. So many miracles. You're right. You're right, Joel. So many miracles with just one unaliving. Just so many miracles. Yeah, that's what it would mean to me. That's what I would think. That's what I think too. Georgia, that's what I think too, girl. Oh, that's what I think too. All right. Let me put these two things in a folder for us so that we can find them. Okay, we can listen to those in a minute. Because we're going to need a palate cleanser after this horrific nightmare.
Thought that you could end this vision, this movement, this revival. You thought you could do that by murdering me. You got my body. You didn't get my soul.
She's a fucking whack. I can't believe that. Oh my gosh. I cannot.
Do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?
Too many.
By that time, the video was everywhere. How do you process that?
I never saw the video. I never will see it. I never want to see it. There's certain things you see in your life that you can
Please. Do you think that's true?
never unsee.
Well, you forced all of us to see it, and now you want us to shut the hell up about our opinions about it. That's what pisses me off. They got some balls, I'll tell you that. The last video I made pretty much shows how pissed I was about that. Tracy out here talking about, her BFF is out here talking about how our opinions on this are chaos. Us expressing our opinions on this are chaos. It's one thing for Candace and Ian and like Baron, because they're like huge creators, but the rest of us out here making a fuss, we're just creating chaos. That's all we're out here doing. No, bitch, we were forced to watch a man get unalived, something we would never see in our entire lives. Like 99% of us, 99.8% of us would never see somebody getting unalived in our lifetime, ever. Not on video, nothing. They made us see it. And now we're going to talk about it, and we're going to have opinions about it. And they're really complaining because we are. Somebody said, wait, where is that? Who said that? Sarah, that was her best friend, Tracy Martin. She was on a interview with Paramount Tactical, and I did a reaction video on that on one of my live streams last week. And I cut some of the clips out and made a video of that. That's the last video I put up today. I put it up earlier today. I think it's called You Forgot One Thing, or They Forgot One Thing or something. But that was like me basically saying the same exact thing. Like, no, you made us watch a man get unalived, and now we're going to have opinions. The entire world, everybody who saw it, we're going to have something to say, and we're going to have opinions about it. And she's out here saying that, like, we're just creating chaos. It's complete chaos. It's just chaos. Like, excuse me? I'm sorry. Forcing us to watch an unaliving created that chaos, not our reaction to that unaliving. Like, fuck out of here. Yeah, I went off on that biatch. I went off on that bitch. And I made fun of Gary too. You guys might enjoy it. If you didn't watch it, it's worth a watch after this. It's only like 9 minutes long, but it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny.
There's certain things you see in your life that mark your soul forever. I don't want my husband's public assassination to be something I ever see.
Really? But you made us fucking watch it. Really? Because they made us fucking all watch it. She doesn't have to, though. She doesn't have to watch it. Wow.
I don't want my kids to ever see that.
Well, it's too bad. They're going to see it because it's everywhere. It's all over the place. There's no way they're not going to see it.
And for people who actually enjoy watching that, which is quite literally sick, what if that was your father or your brother or your sister? There's a perspective shift there. We're human. Life is fragile.
We're human. We're human. I don't know what the fuck this is. Allegedly.
And there is so much beauty in this world. Why would you waste any portion of your life looking at something so evil?
Charlie was answering a question about trans violence when he was murdered. Do you think that was a coincidence?
I don't believe in coincidences.
Neither do we, bitch.
Do you think they've caught your husband's killer?
So, something I'm so grateful for is that we have one of the most incredible teams for this case. I would never wish it upon anybody to have to go through what we are going through. To have seen the autopsy report, to have seen the different evidence portions that have been collected. I trust our team.
That's just wild. That's just wild to me. Let me tell you something. If I saw what she saw, If I saw what's out here right now and that was my man, bitch, nope. I'd be burning down the world. There would be, look, if I had her money and her power and that's what they gave me, oh my God. They would be terrified of me. They would be so afraid of me. They would all be fired. A whole new team would be in there. And they would be terrified. They would be terrified of me. The phone would ring and they'd be like, oh, fuck, it's her again. No way in hell. No way in hell would I accept what they have put out if that was my husband. There's no way. Owen Benjamin posted on X. Something going on there, girl. There's no way I would accept that as evidence. No way in hell. Let's see. You mean about the body? Is that what you mean, girl? Yeah, I would have all them fired, guys. Like, seriously, they'd all be fired. Every single one of them. Amoroso, welcome in, welcome in. Dude, I think that too sometimes. Honest to God. I think that too sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. That would be absolutely bullshit. I would fire every single one of them. They would be terrified of me. I would be like a storm coming through there. I'd live at that precinct if I had to.
There's other theories swirling around about Charlie's assassination.
Right.
How does that make you feel?
When everything happened, my phone died. It became
like do you ever notice she never answers a question? She never just directly answers a goddamn question. Not a single one. Like, not a single one. And it's always a fucking story. So, Jeannie, you mean the one about the body that she said? But yeah, it's pretty annoying. I'm sick of like the stories behind it. Like, just answer the question. I mean, how hard is it? Narcissists never do. That's true.
a black hole. I just didn't turn it on for weeks on end.
Now we're talking about her fucking phone. Like, bitch.
Intentionally insulated myself because I need to.
For when? How long? For a week? Girl, insulated yourself. You were at the fucking office talking about March sales. What are you talking about, you skank? Fucking skeezer? I can't. Like, no. Sorry, we all saw that shit. Who you trying to fool? I guess at that point, that hadn't come out yet. And she's like, I insulated myself. I just couldn't. Like, okay, girl. Okay, Jeannie. Yeah, I'll show it here in a minute. I read it real quick. It's pretty crazy. I thought that myself. I have a different theory. Do you guys want to hear my absolutely insane theory? Maybe I'll tell it to you someday. Let's finish this first. At least get a little bit further in.
Guard my heart. And I need to be there for my kids. And I need to be there for Turning Point. And what I've realized through all of this.
I need to be there for Turning Point. Who the fuck thinks of their husband's job, work, company, anything? Who would think of that? I need to be there for Turning Point. Okay, girl.
Is that everyone grieves differently. Everyone is trying to figure out.
She's pushing this again, too. Everybody grieves differently. Yes, they do grieve. Everybody grieves differently. That is true, girl. But you know what? Everybody grieves the loss of a loved one. When you love somebody and they die, you grieve. That's something you do. You definitely grieve. Everybody does grieve differently, but they grieve. Okay? Whatever the fuck you did wasn't looking like grieving to a whole hell of a lot of us. Okay. Didn't look like grief at all, especially when you were standing next to actual grieving mother. That was a big red flag.
And I don't blame them. How does this happen? How does somebody become so radicalized where they can justify this in their own head? We just lost one of the greatest voices of our generation. Why? How? What's behind it? Like, everyone's trying to process this. And I respect that.
So why the fuck are you out here saying ignorant stuff to everybody now? If you respect the fact that we're trying to process it and we had to watch it, and we just lost one of the greatest voices of our lifetime, and you respect it so much, doesn't seem like that's the case. It seems like you said you respect it and you don't respect it. You don't respect any of us asking questions and having an issue with what we saw.
But where my heart is just asking for some grace is for the ones who were there that day.
What?
They have to relive that every single day. He didn't die in a car accident. He didn't die from cancer. He was assassinated. And the difference between this and... But where my heart is just asking for some grace is for the ones who were there that day.
That was weird.
They have to relive that every single day. He didn't die in a car accident. He didn't die from cancer. He was assassinated. And the difference between this and previous assassinations in this country is there was no social media. There was no AI. I can tell you how many fake images are out there of all of this. And again, my only request is that just please pray and consider and think about whatever you put online, because it's going to impact his kids in the future. I don't want my kids to go on the internet one day when they're older and see things that it's just, we're all trying to process this in their own.
Sorry to tell you, your kids are going to find out a lot of stuff. Your kids are going to find out a ton of stuff when they get old enough to do so. They're going to find out all kind of stuff. That's the sad thing. That's the sad thing. That is the sad thing. HB must be way behind. HB must be way behind the show. Oh my goodness. Let's see. All right, I'm going to show what Owen Benjamin posted over on X. Let's see. I'll let you guys read it. He said after the e-docs came out with the quote beef jerky stuff, it's pretty obvious the cannibalism never stopped. He said, where is his body? I'm not saying it's a fact and that it's all Philadelphians. I just think it's the most likely scenario given the circumstances. I don't know. That's wild. Yeah, because they're wondering about where Charlie is buried. That's pretty sick theory. I don't know about all that. But you know what? I mean, you know, as sick as that is, and as much as I would be like, that's crazy. I don't know. You just can't put anything past these sickos out here nowadays. You just can't. You know what I mean? You just cannot do it. Let's see if there's anything happening. Kelly Raybone says Paramount Tactical had never held a federal contract until days after the UVU Charlie Kirk incident, when it won an Army Award as the only bidder. Ever since, Gary has been one of the loudest voices defending the federal narrative on that case. He's also claimed he'd been talking with the government since June, per last night's X Space, about these contracts. Receipts below. Ah. 151,000. Night vision equipment. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, Gary is very Gary is very pro um the narrative, and it seems that he takes a lot of the things that we think differently. He takes it personally. Like Gary's pro the official narrative stance annoys me, but when I turn this off, like when I like turn around and go like watch TV or go whatever, do whatever, right? I shut this down. I don't think of that ever again. Not until I get back here and I'm digging into some information or whatever I'm doing. It doesn't bother me that Gary thinks that. Gary can think whatever he wants, right? I honestly have no care in the world what Gary thinks. Just like, honestly, I have no care in the world what, even Candace Owen thinks. She can think whatever she wants to think. I personally thought Erika Kirk was weird way before Candace even mentioned Erika Kirk. And I was watching Candace talk about this whole thing and everything that was strange. And I kept thinking to myself, why isn't she pointing out that Erika Kirk is weird? Why isn't she pointing anything out about Erika Kirk? And I was getting ticked off because she was just like ignoring Erika Kirk being such a weirdo. And so I thought that all on my own. I was like, I don't necessarily take the stance that I think Erika Kirk was in on anything that happened that day. I just think she's happy that he's gone. I think that's pretty, I don't know. That's what I think from what I see. But again, I don't take anybody's theories personally. I'm not getting ticked off if you guys think anything different. I don't get ticked off at you. I'm not mad about it. I don't care too much. We all have our own opinions. We're entitled to them. That's how the world works. That's how life works. Again, there's not a person in this world that has the same opinions as me on everything. There's nobody. The closest person's probably my husband, and he and I have differing opinions on tons of things. But we have a lot of the same opinions, but we have a lot of different ones too. I don't take it personally. I don't. Just like I come on here and every single thing I say, every single thing I do, anything I would do, 50% of everyone disagrees with everything I say and do. 50% of the world at least can't stand me. Like, that's just how the world works. That's just how people are, right? We're all different. We all have come from different backgrounds and all that stuff. So I don't take these things personally. So my point is, like, Gary is really taking all this stuff really personally. It feels like he gets very upset. He gets like very boisterous about things. It's weird. It's weird. Why take all this personally? This has no personal effect on your life at all. So what do you care? It's just strange. It's just very strange. Ooh, look at this. Breaking: Megyn Kelly lights into Ben Shapiro for attacking Piers Morgan. It's very sad to me as somebody who knows Ben forever and helped make Ben. 100% he became a star on my show, The Kelly File. Now we have to get rid of Piers Morgan. Obviously, in Ben's view, Tucker had to go. Clearly, even though he helped build Candace, she had to go. Then I had to go, even though I've had a 15-year friendship with the guy. How many people must be called from the conservative movement in order to make Ben Shapiro happy? This is ridiculous. Oh, shit. Let's hear it. Let's hear what she says. This is pretty funny, actually.
But now we have, it's very sad to me as somebody who's known Ben forever and helped make Ben 100%. He became a star on my show, The Kelly File. I'm very sorry to see this happen. And there is absolutely no cause to go run around policing the guests on somebody else's show and trying to diminish somebody who is as interesting, and I mean this complimentary, benign as Piers Morgan. Piers is not a pernicious force. Piers is an interesting guy who's got an interesting show. Maybe it's for you, maybe it's not. It's up to you. I think he's really interesting, and I think his interviews are great. But now we have to get rid of Piers Morgan. So obviously, in Ben's view, Tucker had to go. Clearly, even though he helped build Candace, she had to go. Then I had to go, even though I've had a 15-year friendship with a guy, publicly attacked me. Same thing, not even a text in advance. even though we had had a text like literally 4 months or 4 weeks earlier saying, no matter who we're friends with, because he was mad I was friends with Tucker, our friendship means more to us than anything. And we won't do anything to F it up. Next thing I know, I get attacked by him on stage at Turning Point.
Wow.
Now Piers Morgan, like how many people have to go? Truly, how many people must be culled from the conservative movement in order to make Ben happy? This is ridiculous. And it's not just Ben. All right. There are others who take his lead once he calls you an anti-Semite or says you need to be kicked out of, polite society. There are a couple of others. Not a huge amount, I have to say. Ben's numbers are very bad right now.
Oh, burn.
But he's got some influence with some crew. This is so wrong. So good for Piers Morgan for fighting back. I'm completely on Team Piers, and I'm sorry to see Ben going in this direction.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Oh gosh, doxing more officials, Paramount Tactical. Here you go again. Like this kind of thing. What the fuck? What in the world makes you give two shits about what Barron is trying to look into? Please tell me. Who cares? Why would you care so much? This is weird. This is weird to me. This is why this is why this guy gets on my nerves. Why do you care if Baron Coleman is looking for the name of a public servant? A public servant. Sergeant Barrett. Does anyone have the full name of a sergeant in the Utah State Bureau of Investigations? Doxing more officials? Excuse me? Doxing them. Asking for a full name is now doxing somebody. Asking for the full name of a public servant is doxing somebody. And why do you care? Why would you even comment on that? Why say anything? What do you give a shit? That makes no sense to me. That's weird. That's so weird. Why do you care at all? Crazy. Crazy. Here's her on another thing. No, I don't think so. Yeah, that's weird to me. Like, why does he care so much? Yeah, it's providing personal information like address, phone numbers, not their name. Exactly. Like, come on. And like, he'll get people fired up about that. And then he was just on X on the Spaces I was listening to right before I started this. He was just over there on a Spaces complaining because Lisa knows somebody evidently like doxed her location or something. That's doxing. If you're giving someone's location, you're giving someone's like information, like insane. Yeah, I'm thinking about looking at that whole thing between Lisa Knows and the Leah files tomorrow, but I don't know for sure because there might be something else that happens. I mean, X is full of loonies and stuff goes down all night on X. And tomorrow Candace is on, so they probably won't attack her tonight. They usually only attack her when she's off for the weekend or at nighttime. It also can be their name. Yeah, like if you would say somebody's name who doesn't have their name publicly, that would be doxing. Yeah, the dox the children too. Yeah, I read about that. Like she doxed she showed, I guess, pictures of her child or something, her daughter. I don't know. I got to look into it more. I just like saved all the posts because it was getting crazy. But she definitely the Leah Files wasn't playing around. She was pissed. She was pissed. She was really mad. She was really mad. She was really mad. All right. I'm going to watch a few more. We're going to watch a few more minutes of this. And then we'll see. See what happens. But yeah, I want to finish. I do want to watch this and I can't watch it myself. I'm sorry, guys. I know I'm putting you through hell, but I can't do this without you. I can't watch this alone. There's no way. It's not happening. So I need you. I literally need you guys because I can't do this alone. I'd be just, no. Wouldn't happen.
way, and I appreciate that. But just some grace would be nice.
Do you feel safe?
I do. What are they going to threaten me with? Going to heaven sooner to be with my husband? And I don't say that to be reckless. I do not. I do not say that because I'm out in the streets like, here I am, come find me. And it's not at all. It's a fearlessness that's rooted in the understanding that I will have my day and my time, whenever that is. When the Lord knows that I've completed my mission. And I'm not afraid. Charlie wasn't afraid either. We never lived in fear. If we did, we wouldn't get anything done. And I can't help run along.
It's funny to listen to this going back because we know how all the things that they've tried to say, try to say about her, and she can't come out on stage because she's just so terrified, even though the Secret Service is there, things like that. It's like, come on.
Inside this mission of Turning Point USA and raise my babies with fear. I can't. That's not a life to live for anybody.
What's the hardest part of your day?
The nighttime, always. I'll tell him about my day. I talk to him all the time. But the nights are the hardest. Being in a bed by yourself. Rolling over, trying to goodnight kiss that's not there. And anyone who's a widow knows what that means. How painful that is. Excuse me. It's so easy to take the little things for granted, but you know what's so interesting? I was thinking about this the other day. It's so easy to be in a position of feeling regret when you lose someone you love. And I tried to read a book by C.S. Lewis because he lost the love of his life. He was only married to her for 4 years. It's called A Grief Absurd.
Look, I'm only just wondering here, but wonder why you're reading a book about somebody who lost the love of their life and how they're acting and feeling afterward. I mean, yeah, that's what I wondered by Ugra. I was literally just thinking that in my head. I was thinking, wonder if he haunts her. I wonder if he haunts her. Yeah, but she didn't give him a kiss when he left that morning. When he literally, we found out later, right? We later come to find out that she knew that he had been nervous about that next day, right? She knew that. She knew he was nervous the next day. He thought he was going to get unalived. It's just weird to me that, no, goodbyes were exchanged. It says a lot that Charlie didn't choose to say goodbye to her on his potentially last day on Earth because he thought it was his last day on Earth.
And it was a very hard book to read. Not because it was about grief, but because in the opening pages he talked about how
Not
angry
because it was about grief. She was like, I need to study up on grief.
he was.
Allegedly, in my opinion.
And I've never felt that. I'm not angry with God. Never have been. Never have I questioned, why, Lord, are you putting me through this? Why are you testing me? Why are you?
Never?
Because God is so good and he's so soft.
This is sick. This is sick right here. I've never questioned God. Why are you testing me? Why did you do this to me? Bitch, that's the first thing 99% of us would say. I would be furious. Even with God. I would be furious. She doesn't question any of it. In fact, her faith is stronger. She feels even more connected to the Lord.
And I know he uses everything, even what the enemy meant for evil.
This bitch and the enemy. That's another thing I wonder about. Who the fuck's this big enemy you're talking about all the time? She has a war. She's fighting a war now. She has to have an army. She's got enemies. The enemy. She calls it the enemy. I don't know what the hell that is, or who it is, or what it is. What's the enemy? It makes I've never heard a single person ever in my life have an enemy that's just an unnamed enemy that you need an army to fight. Satan and the enemy and demons. You're totally cool with God, Never question God, never have an issue with, not God, the Lord, you know. But I hear her speak of demons, the devil, evil, all the time. She has me think of it more than I've ever thought of it my entire. I haven't thought of demons and the devil my entire life as much as I have since I started following this case. You know why? Because she talks about it all the time. That's how much she brings it up. More than I've ever heard my entire life in these last 8 months. She's brought up demons and shit. It's weird. So weird.
I have no regrets, and I think that that's why processing this for me is probably different than most, because people say, how can you do all that you do? It's because I loved and still love Charlie.
Did you watch the news?
She's like doing so much better than most. She's like doing so much better than everyone else. I can't.
After the assassination, because there were some people saying that Charlie deserved to die.
Mhm.
Charlie had it coming.
There's so much beauty in life. I don't know why you would waste your time saying somebody deserves to be publicly executed in front of everyone. That's just, why would you say that?
Why would you say that? Because if I heard somebody said my man deserved to die, know what I'd be saying? It wouldn't be that. Okay. They would be like, beep, beep, beep. Because I'd be cussing up and swearing and telling them all to F off and, you know. I wouldn't be like, there's just so much beauty in life. No, not at all. You think my husband deserved to die? Bitch, what did you say? What did you just say? Excuse me? No, not at all. Not like, no, not me.
It could have been your parent, your spouse, your loved one. You think it's funny until it's someone you love? I would just ask them to really reassess their priorities in life if they get a high off of watching someone be murdered.
That's what
Jimmy Kimmel lied about your husband's murder and didn't really apologize.
Mhm.
What would you say to Jimmy Kimmel?
Same thing I told Sinclair. They asked, I haven't really told anybody this, so they asked, do you want Jimmy to give you an apology? Do you want to be on the show? How can we make it right? Through our team, I responded. I said, tell them thank you, we received their note. This is not our issue, not our mess. We are grieving, and we have an organization to run. My husband never told people what to say. You do what you think is best and right, and I prayerfully wish you the best. But I will never ask someone to give me an apology that they don't genuinely mean. That's between you and the Lord. If you want to say I'm sorry to someone who's grieving, go right ahead. But if that's not in your heart, don't do it. I don't want it. I don't need it.
Didn't he just say like he wanted to apologize? Or did they make him apologize? I guess they probably made him apologize, but like we, who's we? He was talking about you, girl. What are you talking about? Weird ass bitch. She's just so weird to me. I can't.
Where are we going now?
He acquired and purchased all these buildings. This is the final building.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
She's literally
Everyone's sending all of this here?
They received tens of thousands of letters, cards.
Can you imagine how much money they got?
Gifts, personal Bibles, paintings, and more.
A lot of this is from when people came to the campus, the Turning Point USA offices, and left it outside the gates. Also, a lot has been mailed. I mean, it's just unbelievably humbling. But this is all mail. I told them not to throw anything away. I want every single card saved for my kids. And for when, if the day gets hard at your desk, you come into this mailroom, and I want you to come in, and I want you to pick up any of these cards, and I want you to read it so you can put into perspective why you work here.
What? If your day gets hard, read a card that someone sent for Charlie? What? I mean, what? It's got to be that rich people mentality. It really does. Like, that's going to help someone who's having a fucking hard day at work. Bitch, what? How the hell does that do anything for anybody? This
This is my children's favorite section. This is the section that I
this
tell
is
them
where
that
she took the daughter. This is where she had the daughter that day. Remember I said she took the daughter in this creepy place under the stairs? This is the place where all them stuffed animals were at.
in heaven, Daddy he's orchestrating with his friends to send them little presents so that they never forget that Daddy's watching over them. So whenever I bring the kids here at the office, I always let them grab one thing to play with. But I mean, it's really sweet. So you remember I told you that Daddy was working with his friends from heaven to send you presents every day, so you always know you're loved? See?
This is Sesame Street.
It
I love
is.
Sesame Street.
I know, it's Sesame Street, but all these are for you, baby.
Like, don't use your kids for that. Don't use your kids for anything. And then they literally have a clip of her using her kids. This is great. We literally watched her say that like 20 minutes ago. Don't use your kids for anything like that. And she puts this up of her kid. Like, I can't. It's for, like, you know, what's the reason to do this? There's absolutely zero reason to do that. None. Nobody needs to see this. Absolutely not a single person needs to see your baby daughter right here in this moment. None. Sick.
These are from Daddy's friends.
Why don't you read this to me?
I'll read it to you.
You told your children that Charlie was going on a work trip with Jesus. Are they still asking, where's Daddy?
Yes, my daughter continues to ask. I told her the other day, because she said, I just miss Daddy, and where's Daddy? When is he coming home? And I said, baby, Daddy's still with Jesus. And I said, they are so busy. And I said, if ever you want to talk to Daddy, you just look up to the sky and start talking to him.
That's terrible to tell your daughter. That's terrible. Because the daughter thinks like Daddy left to go work. Daddy chose to leave to go work with Jesus. That's what they would think, right? Daddy chose to be gone. Daddy's choosing to be there. I miss my daddy so bad, but he chose to leave me. That's weird. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's cool. Sarah said Charlie was adamant about not having his kids on media. Shame on her. Yeah. Yeah, I can't either. It makes me sick. Yeah, I agree. That's pretty fucked up to tell your kids that. I agree. And thank you, a lady, for the $2 super chat. She said her kids are emotional assets. They are pawns. Yeah, that's crazy. I thought about that dress too, Georgia. I was looking at it too, going, what is that? Another like weird ass fucking, I don't know what the hell you'd call it. But yeah, why would you tell your kid like Daddy's choosing? Like that's what the kid would think, right? Daddy's choosing to be at work with Jesus. I mean, okay, it's Jesus. Like babies don't really know the concept of Jesus. They kind of learn about it, but they don't know the concept of religion like you do when you're an adult. And so, you know, telling her he's going to work with Jesus, that's like not, you know, that's not something, I don't know, just not something I would ever do to my kid. I would make sure to tell them like, you know, Daddy's dead. He wants to be here, but somebody took him from us. So that way, you know, your kid doesn't think that the dad just chooses not to be here because he doesn't want to be there with you. That's so emotionally harmful, in my opinion. Terrible.
And I told her, I said, you know, Daddy is in heaven. She goes, so does that mean he's in a different house? And I said, yes, baby, he is building a house for us. Some people would say a mansion. She goes, do you think I could go sometime?
That's the reason she's still asking these questions. That's why she asks these questions, because you didn't tell her that Daddy's dead. So yeah, she's going to continue to wish she could go visit her fucking dad. That's so messed up, dude. Wow. And look at her fucking hair. What's this? Her extensions or something showing? What is that?
Excuse me. Children are so precious. I said, baby, we will all go one day. We will all go one day. It makes me speechless because it's for the kids. And that's how I can keep telling the kids, you know, Daddy's thinking about you and loves you. And all these people. So I mean, it's endless, which is amazing. Yes, baby.
Well, there's like starving and like kids that don't even get one Christmas toy. She just keeps a bunch of shit under the stairs for her kids to come pick out a toy from, you know, Daddy's friend, Jesus's friend's buddy. They're like homeboys and stuff, like send them all kind of stuff. Look, baby, you got a warehouse full of things. Well, all the other kids starve. Not even like, you know what? I decided to, you know, make a program in Charlie's name and donate all these things to helpless children out there who don't have anything. I decided to do a foundation in Charlie's name, and everything that people send, you know, I choose to donate all of it to children in need. No, I'll leave a bunch of shit under the stairs in the you know, extra office building we have, and just every once in a while I'll take my kids to pick out one of the toys, the thousands of toys, you know, $1 million worth of toys that are sitting there. Are you kidding me right now? That's disgusting. That's totally disgusting, in my opinion, allegedly.
The alleged assassin, Tyler Robinson, is eligible for the death penalty if he is found guilty when this trial comes, and what a trial this will be.
It's still not over. There's a trial coming up. The defense wants to ban cameras in the courtroom. How do you feel about that?
There were cameras all over my husband when he was murdered. There have been cameras all over my friends and family mourning. There have been cameras all over me, analyzing my every move, analyzing my every smile, my every tear. We deserve to have cameras in there. Why not be transparent? There's nothing to hide. I know there's not, because I've seen what the case is built on. Let everyone see what true evil is. Let everyone see and know.
I'm so glad she made it a point to do this. I really think that she probably assumed that, you know, The Last of Us would shut up as soon as we saw all the evidence that they have against Tyler Robinson. And we would all be like, oh, look at all the evidence. But yeah, no, it doesn't work like that, because we saw the evidence and it looks like basically none. I definitely don't see anything that ties Tyler to that unaliving at all. Not a thing. But I truly think like she thought that would silence the rest of the critics and things like that. Oh yeah, you know what? When you're like really crying and like whatever, you start doing that whole, you know, you start doing that kind of stuff and you're just a mess. You can't breathe. Your nose, this whole thing's like a block, a solid block, and you can't breathe at all. And like, you're just a hot mess. I couldn't survive this interview days after my husband was unalive. There would be no way I could get 2 minutes in and then snot would be flying out. I'd be like, you know, I mean, it'd be a mess. Maybe rich people just have, you know, they're more composed. They're more like perfect, I guess, perhaps, maybe, allegedly.
How it happened, how it even got to this point. This is something that could impact the generation and generations to come of understanding there is never a justifiable moment for violence, especially political violence.
How about us understanding that there is never a moment for the justice system to fail like it is looking like it's doing right now? How about that? How about that's what we're seeing, right? We're seeing our justice system take a shit. Falling apart. Basically means nothing. Or that Utah is completely and totally, you know, trash and no one should ever go there in their entire lives ever. If you live there, you should move, and you should never visit there either because, you know, it looks pretty shitty. At least their entire court system, allegedly, in my opinion.
And that's another reason why, too, I've been so open about certain private moments within our family. There's nothing to hide. Let the world see. Let them see.
Didn't she just complain? Everyone's analyzing her every tear. And now she's like, let them all see. I love it. I let them in. I'm like, let them all see me. Let them all see my tits. Like, whatever, girl. Okay. This is sick.
On the cross, our Savior said,
I feel like, listen, guys, I feel like this was the best moment of her life. Like the most absolute euphoric, amazing heaven in her life. I really think this was it for her. I think she was like, fuck yeah. Fuck yes. She was putting it all out. This is where she does that. Forgive him. I forgive him.
Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do. That man.
What a wackadoo.
That young man.
What a whack. She's like, oh my God. She's like, I'm doing my acting skills. Like, I'm a badass bitch. Hollywood signed me up. Man. That man. That man. He knows not what he does. Father, forgive them. Bitch. Bitch. No, not at all. You're not fooling anybody.
I forgive him.
Look how fake that is. Look, she looks like she just took a shit. She looks like she's pushing out a turd. That's what that looked like. She's like, I forgive him. Like, what? She looks like she's taking a big old dump. Like, girl, no. You did not look, no. That didn't land like you thought it would. Not at all. But there was like, what, 200, what did she say? 300,000 people or something like that in there, in that building? Something like that. She was like, bro. She was like, behold, it is I, Erika Kirk. I'm here. I forgive him. Okay, girl. Do you? But like, you don't forgive anybody going like, this looks weird. Maybe there's more people involved. I mean, didn't the evidence prove there was a bald dude and 3 other people in this car that was like Tyler Robinson's? So there could potentially possibly be like 4 other people on the loose that tried to unalive your husband, and you're cool with that? You're totally cool with that? You're all right with that? You got 2 children, 2 little children running around, and you're cool with perhaps more people being involved in this. You're cool with letting them just forget about those, right? That's crazy to me, especially if I have children, right? Especially if I have children, I want to make sure anybody who tried to do this was locked up tight. Anybody who was trying to hurt my man and unalive him, and who knows what else they're thinking, right? You've got babies. That's crazy. Especially when we seen there was like a bald dude. Who the hell's the bald guy? Who's these friends? Why were they there? What were they doing? Were they with Tyler? What's happening? What's going on there? Unreal. I couldn't even imagine. 90,000 people. Holy shit. Yeah, that she was like, behold, it is I. It is I. And she thought that was going to follow her through all of this, and that she was going to be beloved by all, like, the world. She was like, I'm just getting started. This is just like a small crew compared to who's going to love me now. But it went wrong, you know? It went wrong because she just didn't come across right. And then I love how they want to blame everything else and every other reason for people not taking to her when it's not anything but her. Yeah, they geofence them all. Yeah. That's the way I look in the fridge, and I have no creamer for my coffee. Jeannie, you crack me out, girl. Yeah, lots of kids with not even a meal. And she's like, no, just keep all that under the stairs. Even though you can afford to buy your kids anything in the world, literally anything they want. You could buy them each a jet if you feel like it, a yacht. But you're going to make sure you keep the toys from the poor people that, send them into. It's just sick. This whole thing's sick. Yeah, something's definitely off. It looks like she's taking a dump right here, and I can't. I'm sorry, I just can't. And she had these people fold, I guess because they were far away, but I think like they would see it on a full screen. If I saw that and I was there, I would have left. There's no way I would have fell for that in a million years. I would have walked right on out.
You shocked a lot of people when you forgave Tyler Robinson. How did you do that?
I remember going over the speech the night before.
I mean, like, seriously, like, of course you would forgive him. Of course you would. Because, like, he probably didn't even do it. So, like, of course you'd be like, I'm cold. I forgive him. Like, of course you could. It's easy to forgive somebody who didn't do anything.
And there was a portion in there that I remember putting about how Charlie was trying to save the Lost Boys of the West. He was trying to save.
She said, I remember putting it in there. Like, girl, nobody believes that you wrote that. And I think we later found out somebody else did write it. And she's talking about, like, she put it in there.
Type of individual who murdered him. And when I reread that the night before, I thought it just was weighing on my heart. Forgive him. A lot of people in this world think that.
Oh my God. Does she really think this shit? I mean, I guess it does go over to some people. There's people that actually believe this. There's people that can watch this and actually be like, wow, this poor woman, like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know. I can't understand those types of people. I just cannot. There's no way an ally would ever fall for this nonsense. Allegedly, in my opinion. Yeah. At that point, when she was standing on that stage, and even here, because obviously this like days, a couple days later or whatever. Wild. Just wild to me. Like, what?
Forgiveness is a weakness, or that when you forgive, you forget. And it's the exact opposite. It's a form of freedom. The enemy.
Who the fuck is your enemy, girl? Like, you sound whack out. You sound whack out. Just loony bin. This sounds loony bin right here. The enemy? The enemy? Who the fuck in their real life says the enemy? Even if you have an enemy. Even if you have enemies, do you say the enemy? You ain't a sergeant? What the hell are you talking about? The enemy. That's weird as hell. That's weird. Let me know in chat. Have any of you ever in your life referred to anybody as the enemy? Not your enemy, not saying my enemy, the enemy. Anybody, please, in chat. How many people? 221 people here. Please, if there's a single one of you who's ever referred to the enemy, I'd like to know. The enemy's religious speak for the devil. That must be it then. The devil's doing something to her now. I cannot.
The enemy stole my husband. And if I didn't forgive, it's more so for me than this man. Because the enemy would have my heart. And I knew that
she's a fucker.
Every day the Lord forgives me for things.
Allegedly.
So he forgives everybody else for things, small, big. And what an example of forgiveness, and it's not easy. It's not easy. It never is easy, but it's freeing. It's so freeing. And again, it's not a weakness, but it's a way for me to be able to say, you'll never get me. You'll never get me.
So it's basically about you. Okay, girl. Yeah, it's about you. You'll never get me. Okay.
Would Charlie have forgiven his killer?
He's in heaven. And he sees everything full picture. And I truly believe that if the
He sees everything full picture.
Lord, which this does not happen, but if the Lord gave him an option to return back to earth, and if the Lord said, this is what your death is going to be the catalyst for, do you want to go back and exchange it? He'd say no.
What is your death going to be the catalyst for? She says, this is going to be what your death is the catalyst for. What exactly? At this point in time, is she even referring to, right? Because this is like, he'd say no. Like, nah, I don't want to be with my children. I don't want to see my kids. You know, I don't want to see my daughter's prom. I don't want to walk her down the aisle. I don't want to teach my son how to throw a ball. I don't want to, teach my son how to be a man. Nah, not at all. That's the most ridiculous thing I think I've ever heard from her yet. Maybe. That's just unbelievable. We don't even know what she's talking about. What's the catalyst for what? The air cult, allegedly, that she's creating? Yeah, I don't think so. Fucking wackadoo. Allegedly wackadoo.
Wow. He'd say no.
He'd say no. He'd say no. He'd say no. He'd say no. He'd say no.
Convicted. Do you think your husband's killer should get the death penalty?
I do not want this man's blood on my ledger when I stand before the Lord.
Oh, ain't that a crock of shit? Isn't that a crock of shit? With the evidence that's out there, I don't know how any sane person can look at that evidence and say that this kid did anything. Literally, there is just too many people with the maroon shirts and sunglasses running around that campus that day that they could have easily caught on video. There's not a single clear photo of this kid anywhere. Even Lance Twiggs couldn't 100% identify him in any pictures. And he's like all about getting them unalived over there, right? He's like, yeah, do it, yeah. I mean, what? Like, come on.
Lord, I want the government to decide. It's biblical too. Justice will ultimately be served.
When we return,
I hope justice is ultimately served. I really do. I pray that justice is ultimately served for whoever really, whoever was all involved in this. Because, when I hear about a car full of other people, I personally don't think the kid did it on his own, if he even did anything.
This is your first
Crazy.
major event as CEO of Turning Point USA. You're about to go on stage. What do you think Charlie would think about all this?
He'd be blown away.
To save 10% today.
So tonight, I really am very excited to see Erika Kirk and hear her speak. She's a strong woman that shows that she can do anything, especially taking over Turning Point as a new CEO. I think she's doing.
She's a strong woman that can do anything. Like, okay, girl, what'd she do exactly? Do tell. Do please tell. What did she do?
A great job.
Come on.
Fox was invited behind the scenes as Erika Kirk visited the University of Mississippi. The event is part of the This is the Turning Point tour.
It's funny
This is your
because
first
this is
major
like
event?
This is okay. This is her first major event. Look how happy she is because there's so many people there. It's like it turned into crickets. And that's why I think, honestly, why every time we see her, she seems so angry anymore, right? She comes out and she's like pacing the stage and she's so angry now. She's like, you know, because this turned into crickets. And she blames Candace for all of it. She literally blames Candace for all of it. It's crazy.
It is.
As CEO of Turning Point USA, you're about to go on stage.
Look how happy
What do you
she
think
is,
Charlie
dude.
would think about all this?
He'd be blown away.
Look how happy she is.
He wanted, his vision for these events was stadiums. He always wanted them to be.
She's like, stadiums. His vision was like filling stadiums and like me coming out and like talking, like having the whole entire world see me on stadiums, full stadiums, just to hear me and see me. Stadiums. Like, okay, girl.
Massive. And he loved them being outside, of course, but for night events, he always had this vision of
I can't stand when she tries to say this stuff. I honestly just think this is her vision of what she wanted it to be like, right? Full stadiums, like at nighttime, just a full stadium full of people like coming to see me because like I'm so great. Like it's just coming to see me. And that big ass smile. I just that's my every time she smiles where she's like that whole big smile she does, I hate it. I really do, because it just makes me think like you're just too happy. It's just too much happiness. I don't know how you could muster up to even show your teeth in a smile that big after that happened. I just don't. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I would be literally just annihilated for a long time.
Stadiums. He sent a picture to Tyler on our team of one of the largest university football stadiums and said, this is the goal.
It is rainy, it is cold, but students here at Ole Miss have been waiting to get into this event for hours now.
It's hilarious.
Well, you have about 10,000 people out there.
I'm humbled.
Why Ole Miss?
She's humbled. Show of hands, how many believe she's humbled by that?
Well, that was a stop that Charlie had on the list, and him and JD were going back and forth on, you know, which stop they would do.
She's
and
like giddy, dude. She's like giddy about this.
it just so happened to be this one, and we just wanted to keep everything in motion that Charlie wanted honored from the standpoint of he already had this set up. And so with everything that JD and Isha did for myself and Charlie afterwards, how could you not?
Introducing the vice president tonight, JD Vance. He's really been there for you.
He's a blessing. Him and Isha, they are the most incredible people. Incredible. With such genuine love. I mean, just everything they did for us was so humanized. I mean, they were there for us.
What? Everything they did for us was just so humanized. What the fuck does that even mean? Anybody have a clue what that means? Everything they did for us was just so humanized. What? Has anybody done anything for you that was just humanized? Anybody? Yeah, that's kind of fucking weird.
There for us.
Your husband's life was taken on a college campus. You're here now on campus. Do you feel safe?
Yes, because I feel Charlie with me here.
You feel Charlie here right now.
I know you do too.
I feel him too. Well, God bless you.
You feel Charlie with you.
And God bless
Maybe because you're wearing the shirt he died in, like a creepy ass bitch. Okay? There's no fucking way I would ever do that. It never. I probably can't even look at it. A shirt like that. Let alone sell it. Let alone wear it. Let alone smile while I was wearing it.
Turning Point USA.
The next speaker is a very, very special speaker, and she has had a heroic last year, and I believe she's the best mom in the world. Truly the best mom in the world. She is my hero and the love of my life. Join me in welcoming Erika Kirk.
The movement didn't die with Charlie. It's getting bigger.
No, it actually did die with Charlie. Now we know it did, so no point listening to that BS. Was this her in the car now?
Last night was amazing. Yeah.
Yes. I don't think I can ever put into words. I mean, obviously, that was my first campus. I mean, in fact, on a campus event, was sitting, next to Charlie. I mean, I always got it. I always supported him for everything, but now to see it.
She's like, but now like it's mine, but now like it's for me. It's like so different. It was like amazing. I can't even put it to words.
Oh, there was a moment where I couldn't even catch myself through like before we went on stage, and they played that video, that intro video.
I had to like,
to hear my husband say,
she is my hero and the love of my life, Erika Kirk.
she's the love of my life.
Yeah.
So when we first started dating, I asked him, I was like, why don't you wear a cross? He's like, why? You say you're a Christian, but you don't wear a cross. He's like, I don't know. I'm not a jewelry guy. And I was like, I understand. So for his first birthday present, I got him this cross. And then throughout time, I would always add different medals to it. And so he loved St. Michael. And so, every time he put this on, he just felt like it was his armor.
Yeah.
It's really sweet.
Unreal.
Turning Point headquarters has grown from 1 building to 6, and the construction is not slowing down. On this day, like many, students are out in full force volunteering to help in any way they can.
Volunteering too, like that's wild. That's wild. Like getting students to volunteer their time, not having to pay a single person.
All the time.
When people lose someone they love, oftentimes they say, I can still talk to them.
Yeah.
Do you still talk to Charlie?
I'll get home. It's late at night. I'll be getting ready for bed in the bathroom. I'll keep looking in the shower, trying to see. He would always write on the shower when he was in there. He would write numbers and things, and at the end, he would do his signature at the end. Obviously, it's been so long since he's taken a shower at home, but I still look for it. I talk to him all the time. I'll say, baby, just give me your wisdom. Speak to me. People would say, if you can't sleep, take something to sleep. The Lord has let me sleep just fine.
Oh my God. Wow, dude. I can't believe she says that shit. Oh my God. Oh my goodness.
But I don't want to take anything. That's not how we operate. If I take anything, it'll numb me from being able to hear from the Lord. And for Charlie, I want to be able to talk to him. I want to feel this so deeply, so that I know how the Lord wants to use it. And if I'm numb to that, he can't use me. But I talk to him all the time. Charlie, what do you think of this? Can you believe this happened today? Gigi said hi.
A big ass smile just makes me sick. I'm sorry.
and I realize that's healing. You don't ever want to stop talking about the people that you love, even though they're in heaven, especially to your babies, because that means that they're still there. I always want my husband's voice and his name to be on people's lips. He's a good man.
Well, the next time you talk to Charlie, please tell him we love him. And Erika, we love you. And thank you so
I
much.
wish this stuff wasn't in the way, because I'd love to see her face right now when they're like, we love you. And she's like, the whole world loves me. It's so amazing. I just can't. I really can't. Like, oh my God. This one drives me absolutely batshit crazy. That big ass smile is just just ridiculous. It's like, I can't. Like, how do you think of your husband like this and not even, I don't understand it. That's just crazy to me. Wild. Oh, thank you so much, H. Love. Snarkasm forever. That's a good word for it. I love that. Snarkasm. I love it. That's totally me, snarkasm. Thank you so much for the £2. I appreciate that. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I'm just, this shocks me, you know? Yeah, it's very cringe. It's very cringe. It's like, what in the world? I don't know how you could react like this. I guess, like I said, a lot of this is, I think, because she is so super rich. She's never wanted for a thing in her life. She's never struggled for anything. You know, she's like, I guess she has wanted for things, right? She wanted to be famous and stuff. She always tried to be famous, like with everything she did. She wanted people to just love her. And now this happened, and people don't really love her, right? People are kind of like, no. They're like, hell no, we don't like you anymore. And so it's like destroyed her dream, it seems like. But if you guys haven't seen the 2 videos that I did with her latest speech, I suggest you at least watch the one I did, like the first one I did, because we were live and I did it on a live stream, I think it was, and then I broke it up into 2 different videos. The first one was like a very more serious version. Of course, I'm still a snarky ass bitch in there, but it was a more serious version. But it actually showed the plans that she has for Turning Point USA coming up, and they're kind of terrifying. They're very like I call it the air cult, and I think it's like it's turning into that, in my opinion. And it made me wonder, like, was this like the deal that they keep saying, like Charlie was refusing to take this deal? Because it just seems like these things that she has planned is like going to take a whole lot of it would take a whole lot of money, a whole lot of effort, things like that. I don't know. It just makes me wonder, is this what Charlie turned down? Did she end up saying yes to it? And just really, kind of makes you think. And she does have some very big plans for Turning Point USA. Now she's taking all ages, right? It used to be just like they were aiming for going to college campuses and doing their thing there. Charlie was out. And the one, I do still need to make a separate video, because the one thing she said in the very end of the one was very, very like bad. It was very bad. She's like referring to him as like some man. She's like, what I'm doing now is like way more important than just some man on campus talking to college kids. I was like, oh, it's way more important than Charlie's entire vision, Charlie's entire life's work, and Charlie's entire being. Okay, girl. It was pretty effed up. And yeah, she doesn't have that it factor though. Yeah, it's like she has like this opposite. She has like the repulsion factor, honestly. There's people that, like Charlie had that where he stood up and everybody was like, oh my God, like he drew people to him. She has the opposite, it feels like. He had that thing where everyone came in, and she has that thing that just repulses everyone. And, I think she tries too hard to be something that they're telling her to try to be, instead of just being herself. And I just don't think it's working out very well. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching that with me, because that was a rough one. But I'm glad I did watch it, because I never watch that the whole way through. And I'm very shocked by some of the things we saw. And like looking back on that, yeah, a lot of things have changed since that day. And the things that she said, it's like we now know like the things that were untrue in that and all that. It's just wild. It's just wild to me. And the fact that she could talk about like her babies, her daughter singing to her son, and then the fact that she's telling her kids like, Daddy is off playing with Jesus. He's hanging out with Jesus. He doesn't have time to come and be with you guys. Like, it's crazy. It's wild to me. The whole thing. But I appreciate all of you guys hanging out with me tonight. I hope you guys had a thank you, Byron. I appreciate you. I appreciate you all, seriously, because I couldn't have done that myself. There's no way. Not at all. Yes, please hit that like button. It helps me out so very much. And I do appreciate you guys hanging out. I hope you had at least a little bit of fun, even though we had to even though we watched Erika Kirk. But it's fun snarking on her too. I mean, that is kind of fun too. But yeah, I will be live tomorrow, probably, I want to say around 3:00 ish. So, I hope you guys join me for that too. I don't know what we're going to talk about yet. I'm sure I'll find something. I'm sure we'll find something. But I love you all so very much. And I will hopefully see you guys back here tomorrow.
Let's wrap on this night. Hit the like and subscribe. Leave a final word before you go. I hope you enjoy the show. notifications, don't miss the show. Hit the like before you get